Mic check. Can y'all hear me in the chat? Y'all can hear me in the chat? Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. Mic check, mic check. All right, bet. Yeah, I can. Bet. What's goody, chat? Hold on. Let me see who in the building. Monique in the building. We got Sassy in the building. What's up, Sassy? You know what I'm saying? Still early. It's still early. How's everybody feeling this wonderful morning? How's everybody feeling this wonderful morning? I know it's early and all that. I decided to jump on here early. It's been a little minute since I went live. But I'm here now. But I am here now. What's up, Monique? How you feeling? Sassy, you still in the building? What's up? How you feeling this wonderful morning, Sassy? Nightbot. I forgot I had my Nightbot set up. My Nightbot is in full attendance. Let's get it. Let's get it. Stash doing the same. I'm not dealing with it though. I'm calling Geek Squad as soon as they open. I'm weak. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to figure this out. So yeah, last night I was supposed to have a versus with Luther Vandross and Gerald Levert. The representatives was gonna be Trisha and Homebody Trish and Fee Nicole. But unfortunately I had to, postpone it due to my system crashing. You feel me? My system had crashed last night. The software that I was using wasn't operating the way it normally supposed to operate. So I had to basically find another software. And this is like similar to like OBS. I really don't like it because I'm not used to it. So if you notice it's like a little slight difference in how things look, unfortunately it's because I had to switch it up a little bit. Hopefully I get back to the my old software soon. But until then, I guess this is what we gonna have to be rolling with. Did you go live last night? Nope, I didn't go live last night due to you know what I just stated. So yeah, it's tough. It's definitely tough. You know what I'm saying? I've been in these YouTube streets. I've been noticing. It's been real quiet lately. I don't know what's going on. I hope everybody is in a good space. I hope everybody is still feeling motivated. I hope everybody is still, you know, in tune. I hope y'all not giving up on this YouTube journey because it's definitely looking different from how I was looking when I first got on here. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, how I was looking when I first got on here. I felt like when I first got on here, everybody was like, live. Everybody was lit. But I don't know if it's the time of the year or whatever the case may be is, but you know what I mean? I hope everybody is still in good spirits, still feeling motivated, still creating content, still going live, not giving up. You feel me? And still making it happen. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Tanja. Tanja, thank you for pulling up here. I ain't gonna lie, Tanja. I think this is probably the first live you seen me like face to face because I'm usually operating under the chat room. So let me know if this probably both you and Sassy first time actually seeing me live and speaking to me live. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Is this y'all first time speaking to me live? I'm not sure. My man Bronze in the building. Bronze, what's good, bro? How's everything feeling? How you doing, my good brother? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to wait to see if Tanja and Sassy gonna answer. Yes, yes, yes. So first, welcome, 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 welcome. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing to, finally be able to speak to you in person. Uh I found Tanja on Wavy T, Wavy T chat. You feel me? He has an amazing community over there. And for those who don't know me, I am a new content creator. I've created this page about 5 months ago. I'm working on building a channel. You feel what I'm saying? I'm working on building a channel. And one of the things I do is basically, go outside. I tap in with other people. I tap in with other creatives, and One thing I love the most is when I go into a chat and I find people that's like really a community that really vibes with each other. And I notice, Tanja, being one of the people that really vibes with a certain content creator. And I love that. You feel what I'm saying? And those are the type of people that I also want in my community as well. You feel me? I noticed that it was he had a poll up one day, Tanja. I'm speaking to you by the way, Tanja. He had a poll up pause one day and he was like, let's get to 3,500. You feel what I'm saying? And I was trying to let him know, like, pull up to this side. Like, if you pull up to this side, I can almost guarantee you, you know what I mean, you'll get, new people or whatever the case may be. I still don't think he's subbed back, but hopefully he'll make his way over here. You feel me? He seems like a good dude, cool dude. I loved his reaction videos that I seen on his channel. You feel me? So yeah, yeah. But shout outs to Tanja, Sassy, another one. I feel like Sassy is another one. I forgot where I met Sassy at, but I know I see her a lot of times in the chat room. And the reason why I created the chat room for those who don't know is for up and coming content creators like myself. You feel what I'm saying? I know how it is, you know, getting into this YouTube space, not knowing anybody, not knowing, who to connect with. Like I always say, my story is like this is like my fifth month doing this YouTube thing. And I can honestly say if it wasn't for me knowing a certain content creator, you feel what I'm saying, and her introducing me to a community of people, I probably wouldn't be here speaking with y'all. And I only say that because honestly, I didn't even understand the importance of community when I first got here. Like I didn't understand that it was a community on YouTube when I first got here. You feel me? I always thought, I don't know what I thought, but it took time as I started being more on here and I started seeing how connected people get and how connected people are. It made me feel like, oh snap. You feel me? This is important. This is something that I really need to tap into and take serious. So the chat room is just basically that. I know it's a lot of people that's gonna be new on YouTube that's gonna be wanting to connect with people and meet new people and just vibe with new people, and that was the reason why I was like, you know what, that's what that's for. You feel what I'm saying? I don't get upset if people pull up to the chat room and leave. Like I don't expect people to stay. You feel me? I expect people to come there, vibe. If y'all have somebody y'all like to talk to, y'all talk to, and connect. I remember also another thing where it's like, um, when I first started getting on live, it was people, you know what I mean, that would tell us in the chat, like, basically the show is about them. You feel me? Like, talk to me, talk to me. That's what the creator used to say. It was like, you know what I mean? And I never really understood that concept. So I was like, I'm not gonna have my page and my channel run like that. I want people to be able to talk with each other, connect with each other, and build. You feel what I'm saying? Shout outs to Herv. Herv, what's good, bro? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's so many people and I apologize. I'm so sorry. You feel me? There's so many people in here that I feel like is fairly new. Like it's new people, and y'all haven't had the chance to see me live because I'm always operating under the chat room. But thank you, her, for always pulling up to the function. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you, Sassy, for always pulling up to the function. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you, Tanja, for pulling up to the function. I definitely appreciate you. Tanja is actually the first person before I got monetized. You feel me? To send me something without me being monetized. So thank you. I appreciate you. And you know what I mean? I won't ever forget that. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. Thank you. I'm assuming being that it's early, you feel me? I already had a feeling that it wasn't gonna be a lot of people tuning in at the moment because it's, early, people's getting ready for work and things like that. So this live was basically to one, test out this new software I'm using. You feel me? I know the people that's new here, y'all probably don't understand because I was using a different software. But I was stated earlier, I was supposed to do a versus live stream last night, but unfortunately I had to cancel it because my streaming software, wasn't working. So I had to figure something out, do something different. And basically, I came across this. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? The best way I can operate it is by going live. You feel me? But yeah, Tanja said, "You doing great, Stash. Thank you, Tanja. I definitely appreciate it. You feel me? I'm trying. I'm working. I feel like I've been slipping these past few days, though. You know what I mean? I've been going to sleep early. You feel me? I've been having like headaches and everything like that. So I was trying to get my rest and things, but I haven't been able to open a chat room in about a day or two. So I apologize for that. You feel what I'm saying? Here we are in the afternoon. Oh, y'all in the afternoon at this time. What time is it where you at, Herv? Because I know it is 8:51 in the morning. It's 8:51 in the morning where I'm currently at. So yeah, it's definitely pretty early where I'm at the moment. Um, my man Nightbot is going to work. You know what I'm saying? Also, that's another thing. I set up the Nightbot. So if who's ever in here and want to connect, please feel free to drop the explanation mark vibe. You feel me? And it will automatically drop your channel link. You feel what I'm saying? So you definitely could do that. Um, 1 p.m. It's 1 p.m. where you at. Oh, okay, so yeah, the day just officially started for you. The day had just officially started. It's 1 p.m. where you at. That's crazy. It's not even nine in the morning where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? Tanja Nightbot be going crazy. I be y'all are so funny. Y'all are so funny in here. I be laughing at the chat when I be seeing y'all cutting up with Nightbot. I'll be like, oh my gosh, y'all are crazy. And then you got B3 in here, B3 and me too, competing for the number one spot in the chat. I'll be like, oh man. But I love it. I definitely love it. I love it. I love it. Um, I came across this video that I actually was gonna tap in and watch. But I see it's only it's six of us in here right now. I'm trying to think if I should do it now or should I save it for later. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning, my good sis. How's everything doing? How you doing? Danielle just pulled up to the function. So yeah, I came across this video, and it was basically talking about, it was this young lady. She was talking to the guy who's at YouTube. He works at YouTube, and he's actually one of the creators of doing the what you call it, the algorithm. You feel me? So he basically the lead man in charge when it comes to the algorithm. Now the thing with these type of videos, because the last time I went, not the last time, but it was a few lives ago, I had did a reaction video to the CEO of YouTube. You feel me? So basically he was explaining certain things about YouTube. And then this video I just came across is this young lady interviewing the guy that's basically in control of the algorithm at YouTube. So I'm not really big on like YouTube. I mean, not really big on doing like reactions and things like that. Um, but it's certain things like I feel like I'm so connected with my community. I be seeing what people is talking about. I be seeing their concerns. I be seeing a lot of people worried about how the algorithm and everything works. So I was like, you know what? Instead of me just sitting here watching this shit, you feel me? Why not watch it with my YouTube family and we see what we could pick up from it? You know what I mean? And let's just see what he's talking about. Like I really like I haven't seen it. You feel me? I haven't seen the video yet. So I don't know what to expect, what is going to be said. You feel me? But this is why we all here, right? Shout outs to Trisha Nicole for pulling up to the function. Shout outs to Trisha Nicole. Trisha, how is this new setup looking? Because I know you understand the difference of how this stream look. You and Danielle, because y'all been at a lot of my lives. I had to switch softwares because the last one wasn't operating well. So how do y'all feel like how is this looking? Is this looking good? Is it looking too much? Like what y'all give me y'all insight. Like how do y'all feel? You feel me? Cause at the end of the day, I could do what I like, but I also think about my community. Is this something that, you know, does it look okay? Um Herb said, what the hell? Hold on, what I miss? Hold on, let me see what y'all talking about. Give me a second. We at 1 p.m. Herb, how are you? Nightbot. Good morning, Stash. Danielle said good morning. I said good morning back. Everybody saying what up to each other. Herb, it's 5:53. Tanja, it's 5:53. What in the morning? Sheesh. 5:53. I thought it was early where I was at. It's 5:53 in the morning where you at. That's tough. Hey, Tanja. What the hell? Yeah, that's a fact. Now I see why you said what the I see why you said what the hell. But this is the dope thing about YouTube and the community, especially when you come over to my place. Like I have so many people from all over the world that pulls up to the function. You feel what I'm saying? Like we all on different time zones. So for you to be like, you at 1 p.m. it's 1 p.m. for you, it's 5:53 in the morning for Tanja, it's 8:56 here for me. It's like sheesh. Sheesh. That's tough. Trisha Nicole says she like it. Okay. Cool. So we gonna vibe out with this. Let's tap into this video though. I ain't gonna talk too much. I'm gonna just tap into the video and see what they talking about. You know what I mean? Give me a second, chat. All right, bet. Let's see what they talking about. Can y'all hear it?
Ask you a favor to explain it in the most layman's terms possible. Speak to me like I'm 5. Yeah?
Okay.
How does the algorithm work?
How does the algorithm work?
Can y'all hear it now?
Well, first of all, the algorithm is not just one system, it's many systems. There's a search.
Let me hold up. My fault, chat. I think I know what happened.
First of all, thank you so much for joining me.
It's my pleasure. It's good to see you again.
Big win for my channel. It's a big moment. I've been referring to you as the guy behind the algorithm. Is that your official title, or do you go by something else?
No, I'm responsible for the engineering team that builds some of the systems that are often called the algorithm.
Okay, all right. We're already exposing some things that I wasn't aware of previously. I'm going to dive into a really big question, and I'm just going to ask you a favor to explain it in the most layman's terms possible. Speak to me like I'm 5. Yeah?
Okay.
How does the algorithm work?
How does the algorithm work? Well, first of all, the algorithm is not just one system, it's many systems. There's a search system, there's a recommendation system for click-to-play videos. We often call them VODs or VODs.
Okay.
There's another system for shorts.
Okay.
There's a system that recommends things on the homepage. There's a system that recommends things in what we call Watch Next, or we used to call them related videos, now we call them Watch Next.
Is that the suggested video on the right?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
got
right.
it.
And so all of these systems probably collectively are referred to as the algorithm because they all play a role in surfacing videos. And parts of them work a little bit differently. I would say they all try to help people find what they want to watch, given whatever context the person has provided. And so when you go to search, it's pretty clear, right? You've typed in a query, and so the search system is going to try to help you find what you want to watch, given the fact that you typed that query. One of the things that it uses, which is probably not a surprise to anyone, is it just remembers what the other people who typed that same query went on to watch, and it says, well, that's what worked for them.
First, I'm gonna just stop the video every now and then, just to greet the people that come in. Shout outs to Triggers, you feel me? So I know you just pulled up. We watching a video about the algorithm. This is the person that's in control of the algorithm. He works over at YouTube. You feel what I'm saying? So hopefully, this information he shares is gonna help us all. You feel me? So yeah.
Maybe this will work for this person too.
Right.
And so I would say the top few results are typically very dependent on the fact that other people have typed the same query in the past. They maybe clicked on a few different results, eventually were satisfied with one of them, and then that one tends to move up.
Right. Okay. So I want to go back to a point you mentioned about there being different algorithms for different parts of the YouTube platform. Are there different algorithms because they're working in different ways? So, on other platforms, they have different algorithms, different features, because they know that the viewer is looking for different types of content depending on what that feature is. Is that the same for YouTube?
I think that's part of the reason.
Yeah.
Like I just mentioned search, right?
Yeah.
Search works very differently than the homepage because the homepage you show up, you haven't typed in a query yet.
Yeah.
And so we've just got to try to figure out, well, based on all the things that you've watched in the past, what might you be interested at this moment right now?
Yeah.
And so that's a different problem than having typed a query. So that's one of the reasons why they're different. The other reason they're different is because we just like to figure out ways to bring more people to improve them. And if they were all one thing, it's hard to figure out how to have more and more people help improve them. And so if you split them up somehow, they often rely on underlying technology that's the same, but each one of them is sort of specialized for its own purpose.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about.
So even with that, like I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. That little bit of information he just said, right? That little bit of information he just said, it explains why things like titles and things like that is so important. And even why I heard people say like every now and then, don't be afraid to change your titles and things like that because of the different algorithms. You feel what I'm saying? So now remember, this is my first time seeing this too. So I never seen this video. So even now when I'm sitting here and I'm watching this, a lot of times I'm not going to be talking too much because this is my first time watching this too. But the fact that it's different type of algorithms. So now everybody that's in a community, we speak as if this algorithm is this one thing. You feel me? Where now we got the understanding of it's multiple, it's different algorithms. The algorithms work to do different things. So now if we can master how to operate and make each of them algorithms work in our favor, we may be on to something. Shout outs to Corey. What up, Corey World? You know what I mean? We definitely this definitely might be a video you interested in. This person is a guy that works at YouTube. He's the head of, algorithm. He's the person that builds the algorithm, controls the algorithm, and not control it because nobody can really control it, but he's the person that puts it all together. He's the top dog that at YouTube that operates with the algorithm. So yeah, we just tapping into what he's talking about.
Your homepage, first of all.
Yes.
What could creators do to increase their chances of their videos appearing there? Because for my personal experience, if I've uploaded a video and it's doing really well, 9 times out of 10, I will look at my analytics and I will see that a lot of my traffic has come from browse features. And I'm like, oh, YouTube has picked up on this. The algorithm is pushing my content. And that's usually the video that will like blow up or go viral. So what can creators do to increase their chances of experiencing something similar?
Make videos that the first few people who see it really enjoy it.
Okay.
And so I often think about, and I've seen this in the past, that videos that become popular typically start with the reliable audience of that creator.
Okay.
And these are the people who may have, for instance, subscribed to your channel, who might have opted into being notified when you upload a video. And so if those people see that video and choose to watch it and then really enjoy it, then the system starts to say, oh, okay, well, let's find other people like those people.
Right.
And then it just sort of, and then if those next people then like it, then it just sort of keeps going, right?
Right.
And so that's one thing that seems to have worked, as I've seen for creators in the past, is I think you want to make sure that you try to anticipate, okay, so where is this video going to show up first? And in those contexts, will those people really like it? So you have a following, and so you'd like to make sure that the people who get notified the next time you upload a video really like it. And but there might be other creators who are more focused on maybe how to fix things or learning something, and so they feel like their following might not be so much around subscribers, but perhaps more like in search.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And so if I'm trying to, fix some dishwasher or something, I'm probably not subscribed to the dishwasher fixing channel, right?
Pause.
But when I need it, I need it. And so they might want to make sure that when somebody types whatever model of dishwasher, the title and the description are very clear, and that it really solves that person's problem.
Yeah.
And so if that's what happens, as I described before, then the people who type that query, watch that video, if they're satisfied with it, it'll tend to move up in the search.
Got it. Okay, I have so many questions off the back of that, because it sounds like...
So that was definitely good little advice as well. I'm tapping in with the chat as well as I watch this, so just bear with me. We live here. I don't want to try to just see me watching the video because I'm watching it here with y'all. But what Corey said, I saw this video before. Corey, great day, great elevation. Yes, shout outs to Tanja. That part. He gave some insight, but I still feel like I left with more questions than I had before. I'm gonna say, I would say state what questions that you had before, but I say typing in after the video is over, because I never seen a video before. It reminds me of a decision tree that uses branches logic. If the person clicks this, they get that. Wait, hold on. If the person clicks this, they get that. If they don't click, hold on, let me read this right. My fault, Danielle. It reminds me of a decision tree that uses branches logic. If the person clicks this, they get that. They get that. If they don't click, they get this. So and forth. I think I get what you're saying, but I get what you're saying. I said this about the algorithm. I say this about the algorithm all the time. Hey chat, watching Cass drop in, show you some love. Yo, Gigi, thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you for being here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. People want specific. Gigi. All right, so now look, right? This is the importance that I feel like with community. You feel me? Like in the beginning, and Trisha, you right too. Like you do say this all the time. And this is also the importance of just like community, right? In the beginning, starting off as new content creators, we have to understand that nobody knows who we are. You feel me? We have to figure out a way to gain our audience attention. You feel what I'm saying? It's different ways you can do it. You feel me? One of the ways that I seen worked effectively was going live. You feel me? I'm sure it's a lot of different ways to get the people to know who you are, but one of the different ways is, one of the ways we know that, which is what we do is go live. You feel what I'm saying? So for example, if a person is let's say if a person is a person that do vlog, right? Y'all do vlogs, and this is your first time on the platform. You feel me? And nobody never knew you. You never went live. You just come on here and you post your video. You feel me? And you expecting, because your video could be top notch, perfect, crispy clear, everything. You feel me? But you doing a vlog about what it is you doing in your life. 9 times out of 10, you know what I mean? People might stick around for like certain things, but people not gonna really care because they don't know you. You feel me? So you have to figure out a way where, you know what I mean, the people that you creating the content for connects with you. You feel me? Me, for example, I do a lot of I've been going live a lot. You feel me? I go live a lot. I'm interacting with people in chats. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm doing a whole lot of networking. I do collaborations with other people on their channels. You feel me? To the point where I get my name out there to the point where people somewhat know of me. You feel what I'm saying? So I say all that to say the importance of community. When you build a community, you feel me, and then you create something that you enjoy doing, but also think about the people that's watching you as well. You feel me? Because if people know who you are, they rock with you, they're gonna pull up to your channel. But now the second part to that is you got to think about what it is they want. You feel me? And this is coming from experience. Like it's a lot of things on my channel that I tell you off rip, I really don't be wanting to do. I'm not gonna tell you what it is I don't want to do, but it's a lot of things I don't be wanting to do. But I had to figure out a way where it's like, how can I be entertaining enough for the people in my community to come pull up to the function? You feel me? Like, and that's where a lot of the whole things such as Welcome to the Vibes came along. Like for me to create one episode of Welcome to the Vibe, that shit, me and Pop planned a whole week, 7 days to come up with that one live stream every week. And I was like, man, this is some bullshit. And I'm not even getting paid for it. But I'm thinking, I'm like, nah, this is something that may entertain my community. This is what's going to make people enjoy, you know what I mean, what it is we doing. And I had to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not just about us. We got to get our name out there, build the community, have people keep coming back to our channel. So overall, everybody can, you know, connect, comment, and then new people come in. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. And want to come back, going live, yes, and consistent schedule. Yep, makes sense. Yep. So let's tap back in.
Like when you have an audience already, and when your audience is there for a specific type of content that you share quite regularly, perhaps that system and that process is a bit easier for you. So I've got an audience already, everyone's interested in similar topics. So if I upload a video, it is probably a bit easier for me to get them to click and therefore be satisfied with it. What do you do if you don't have an audience yet?
I can't say that I really know.
Would you say it's more search? Because I think in the beginning, search helped me because I didn't have an audience, but I was creating content that people were searching for.
And this is
I think
what
that's
said, we went
clearly
live.
a way to think about it, right? Because although a lot of these systems will try to find new videos from new channels and try to find them an audience, it's not an easy thing to do, right? Because you're like, well, I'm not sure with whom this video might resonate. I might be able to figure out, okay, well, this video.
And I'm sorry, this is a reaction video, but I have to talk my talk. You feel me? That was an important question she asked. Like as far as with people that's new to YouTube, but don't know how to find a community. This goes back into the importance of the reason why, like I stated when I first got on live, I created the chat room. You feel me? I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not. You feel me? I'm just as new as all you guys, but I understand the importance of community. I understand how it feels being a new content creator, not knowing nobody, trying to find people. But this is why I was like, you know what? The little bit of people I do have, you feel me? Pull up to the chat room, connect, build the community, and go crazy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it works so. I'm gonna just use an example because it could be like I'm gonna use Trisha for example, right? Let's say I'm the small YouTube person, right? But you pull up to the chat room, you feel me? You connect. You so happen to come across Trisha Nicole channel, you feel me? And I say that because a lot of times you may find her in my chat, you feel me? Now, Trisha Nicole has a bigger following than me, and she also go live. You feel what I'm saying? So now when she go live and you tap in with her and her content, that's opening up a whole new group of people or a whole new people that you may not have met just by pulling up to my chat room. But because you pulled up to the chat room and you connected with people, you was able to grow. You feel what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, like, even though I'm not a big content creator, I don't have thousands and millions of supporters. We all got to start from somewhere, even if we got 5 or 10. And if you seen what he said in the beginning of the video, the importance of people engaging with your content. You feel me? You have to get people to engage with your content in order for the algorithm to push your content out to new people. You feel what I'm saying? So everything works hand in hand. You just got to figure it out and make it work for yourself. Like,
In English, maybe don't show it to the people who don't speak English, for instance, but narrowing it down further can often be quite difficult. And so search is a good guide because even if that's not exactly how it happens, at least when you're thinking about search, you're thinking about making it clear to whomever sees it what the video is about. And that makes it not only clear to the people who might see it, let's say it does get in someone's home screen, but also to the system. And you have to remember, like, yes, it's one thing for our systems to show it to people, but once they've seen it, they have to choose to watch it, right? So it's not just the system just decides what everybody watches. The system gives an opportunity, doing its best job of trying to find something someone might want to watch, but then ultimately, like, especially on the homepage or in the watch next suggestions, the person has to choose it.
Yeah.
and this is why I say it's important for us to not be so selfish, right? We can't only think about creating things we want to create. We have to think about what it is people want to watch. You feel me? And I'm not saying nothing that I won't do for myself. You feel me? Like for the most part, for the people that knows me and knows my channel, I'm not really big on like reaction videos and things like that. Like I don't do that too often, but I'm connected with my community enough to know what it is I feel they want. So this live, you feel me? I'm gonna keep it all the way a stack. This live is getting repurposed. You feel me? Whoever's here watching it in real time, shout outs to y'all. But it's people that I'm gonna repost this, put it into that algorithm, and they gonna spin the block. You feel me? But the reason why I'm creating this reaction video is because I'm connected with my community. So when I'm out here in these YouTube streets and I'm seeing what people is talking about, I'm like, oh, a lot of people, they talking about why they videos is not getting a lot of views. They're talking about how the algorithm work. Oh, they trying to figure out what's going on in these YouTube streets. So now, you feel me? Me being a content creator myself, I'm like, okay, cool. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is something where I could do that's special for the people that's in my community. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to watch it with y'all. I'm talking with y'all. You feel me? But it's also people that's not here that I don't know. You feel me? That may pull up to the block tomorrow and be like, yo, I saw your reaction video. Yo, thanks, because I was looking for that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like we gotta think about things that other people may want to watch. You feel me? Like if I wasn't the type of person, I probably wouldn't be watching this. You feel me? Like if I was just a content creator that's just, this is what I like to do, this is what I'm creating. You feel me? I probably would have been like, man, I don't care about this. But I'm connected with my people in the community. So I'm like, oh nah, this would be a fire video to do. You feel what I'm saying? But let me tap in with the chat. My fault. I'm chatting, y'all. But I'm this is a lot to take in for me because this is my first time watching this as well. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. Danielle was like, makes sense. Shout outs to my man BDBGP. Yo, I hate saying your name like that, bro. I hate saying your name, but shout outs to you, my good brother. My man BD in the building. How you feeling? How you living? That's his saying right there. Yes, that was an important question. It definitely was. Everybody saying what up. She had great questions, but no direct answer. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, Corey. It's a direct answer. Like, if you listen to what he's saying, like the questions she asks is good questions, but his responses is to me at least, it's valid responses. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I mean, type in the question. Type in the chat. What is it you feel like you don't understand? She had, all right, I think of each piece of content as a seed. Each video is a seed in the ground that is designed to bear fruit in the future. It takes work today, but will prosper tomorrow. Facts. You feel me? And I'm going to tell you this, right? It's crazy you said that, Danielle. And the reason why I say it's crazy you say that, right? Because I'm in the process of doing that right now. Like the live streams, like my earlier live streams of Welcome to the Vibe, right? Like my episode ones and all that. I'm just now cutting them up and repurposing them and putting them on my homepage. The reason why is because I understand that it's people that's new in the community that wasn't necessarily here in the beginning when I was doing that. That's now pulled up to the block and was like, yo, when was this live? I didn't even know. Like, this is crazy because it was so far down in my live feed. You feel what I'm saying? Where it's like, nah, this is good content. You feel me? So now the way I'm thinking is like, when people come to my channel, I want people to be entertained. I want people to see what it is I'm doing. So I understand that I got the attention of the people in my community. The people in my community, for the most part, y'all know who Stash is. Y'all know, y'all rock with me already. But it's a lot of people that don't know who Stash is. You feel what I'm saying? So when I post those type of old live streams, and I know y'all see it on y'all feed, y'all be like, why I seen this. It's not for y'all. It's for the people that's gonna pull up to the block that don't know who Stash is. You feel what I'm saying? Like I have this saying, when I say is I got inward content and outward content. Y'all are the community, the people that I'm connected with, y'all already know what's up. Y'all know this, but it's people that don't know what's up. And that's who I'm posting for, because when they come to my channel for the first time, that's what I want them to see. You feel what I'm saying? So that's a fact. You feel me? We planting now. so we could get the fruits of the labor tomorrow. And not to mention, you feel me? Those videos only got like 20-something views on it right now. I ain't got hundreds and all that shit, but I'm okay with that. You feel me? I'm okay with them 20-something views. And the reason why I'm okay with them 20-something views is because I know my people just didn't pull up to the function yet. Once they pull up to the function, they gonna go back and they gonna watch the playlist and they gonna be like, nah, you feel me? This is fire. But you gotta have enough confidence in yourself to know your content is the shit. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of y'all don't have enough confidence in your content. You feel what I'm saying? Have confidence in your content and understand, you feel me? Right now is probably not the time because they didn't pull up to the function. They didn't come to the block yet. You feel me? But people gonna pull up to the block. So shout outs to Danielle. That's a fact. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody saying what up. Trigger said longevity, just Danielle. Yep, facts. That's a fact. Everybody mark y'all calendars for my Battle of the Bars this Sunday. Stash and Elevated Chills would be great, would be guest judges. Yes, we pulling up to BD Block. You feel me? I'm going to be a special guest judge on his show. You feel me? And I'm telling you now, BD, if them rappers is whack, I'm saying they shit is whack. You feel me? I'm not sugarcoating. That shit better be fire because I'm going to tell them that shit is garbage if it's garbage. Respectfully. Already marked in my calendar is going to be good one. Yep. Although they do have ways to push certain creators, they have said that on other videos, they are still a business. Yep. That's a fact. That's a fact. I learned from my own videos. Damn, where the fuck that shit just went? I hate when I do that shit. My bad, y'all. I learned from my own videos. I like to see what the people see. Faith was good. Faith. That's a fact, Triggers. That's a fact. Shout outs to Faith for pulling up to the function. I appreciate you being here. Good morning, Faith. Everybody saying good morning. All right. So Faith, I don't know how long you was in here. I hope I'm not too far behind on the chat, but we watching this video of the guy that's basically runs the algorithm over at YouTube. He's the head dude over at YouTube that's in charge of like algorithm engineering, and he's basically telling us, about the algorithm. Stash, thank you for the reminder. I am grateful for every single solitary view. I have over 500 videos, and I'm forever saying I have a video for that. Come on, Danielle. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. You feel what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because I understand, you feel me? We may be, as creators, we all get into that space of like, damn, why nobody watching our views or videos? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I look at it like this. We just got to be consistent, and people didn't pull up yet. You feel me? Be consistent, and then when they do pull up, it's gonna be lit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be lit. And for the most part, I know a lot of us in here, like, we haven't really been doing this for too long. I said I'm not saying all, but a lot of us in here have not been doing this for too long. And for the place that we at, for the amount of time we've been doing it, come on, yo. We gotta give ourselves some type of credit. We gotta give ourselves some type of credit because, like, I know it's real because even when I'm looking in the chat, everybody talking to each other. Everybody know each other. Y'all connected. You feel me? That's building. We builded a community in this joint where it's like within, I can't even tell. We ain't been here for long though. You feel me? So we got to give each other credit for something. That's fire. But let's tap back in.
Right. So let's talk about that because I'm assuming there are signals that the algorithm will look for to try and figure out if someone's decided to watch it, how they felt about it, and therefore, like, is this video worthy of it being pushed out to more people, like you said? So what are some of those signals?
Well, the simplest is how long the person engaged with the video, right?
Okay. And by engaged, do we mean watch?
Typically watched.
Okay.
Right? Sometimes it's not exactly watched. Of course, there are other ways, like if someone likes the video, if someone shares the video, if someone saves the video. Those are all indications that someone was pretty interested in that video and it wasn't something that they might regret having selected. Years ago, we had a problem where we had a system that was mostly focused on trying to increase views.
Right.
And as a result, it would show people videos that looked like what they wanted, but actually weren't.
Clickbait error.
Yeah, kind of a clickbait error, right? And if you can imagine, the problem with that is it's not just that you see some videos people click on it, they see it's not the right thing, and then they sort of move on to the one that's right. It's that the system sees the clicking and not watching as a win.
Oh.
Right? So now it's like, wow, I got that person to click on a video that they didn't watch. Let's see if I can get them to click on 5 videos that they don't watch. How about 10? Right? And so you can imagine, like, how many can I put in front of them before they finally give up?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm glad that we've moved on from that
that's
era.
right. Yeah.
So now we're very much valuing watch time and kind of engagement in that sense.
That's right.
You mentioned there's a few different signals there. Would you say that watch time is a stronger signal than if they like or comment, or does it depend?
Well, I mean, it really does depend. And the reason it depends is because time is something that's like, at least this is the way we've often thought about it, is precious to everyone. And, we don't have an infinite amount of it. And some people have a little more than others, but not like 100 times more, 1,000 times more. And so it's one thing that it's not compressible, right? Like you can, I don't know if you've seen this, but if I watch my daughter scrolling through Instagram, her thumb can like, it's amazing how many things in a row her thumb can like, right? And so if you think about that, it's like, okay, well, she said that she liked it, but like she spent literally a second on that. Like, I mean, did she like it in the same way that she liked the video that she watched for 10 minutes? It's hard to think that she did, right?
Yeah.
The other thing we found is that there's just such a wide variety of how people feel about this feedback that they give. I'll give you an example. We used to observe that people who visited YouTube a lot and seemed to get a lot of value out of it had a lot of subscriptions. And so we thought, oh, great idea. We'll just give everybody subscriptions.
Right, okay.
Right? So we had like, a page where with one button you could instantly subscribe to like 50 channels, right?
Interesting.
Yes. And then it turned out that it was a correlation and not a causation, right? It turned out that the people who watched a lot happened to have a lot of subscriptions merely because they were on YouTube a lot. And then we did this study where we asked a bunch of people who watched a lot about their subscriptions. And some of them had many, like hundreds, maybe even thousands.
Yeah.
And some of them had very few. And so you'd ask these people who had thousands, they're like, so you subscribe to this channel, does that mean you'd really like to watch more of that channel? And they would say, oh, no. I don't want to watch anymore. I'm like, well, then why did you subscribe? They're like, I was just, giving a high five to that person. Like, you go, that was, love it, keep it up, I'm not into
like
it, it's not my thing, but hey, I'm glad you're doing it. And so that was one view of how people thought of subscribe. And then we talked to the people who watched a lot of YouTube and yet hardly had any subscriptions or none. And we said, gee, you watch this channel every time they post a video. Interestingly, you've chosen not to subscribe. Why? And the person would say, well, I'm not in a financial place right now where I can really subscribe to anything. We said, but you know that it's free, right? It doesn't cost me anything. They're like, look, I'm just not into commitment at this point in my life, right?
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay.
Power to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Boundaries. I love that for them.
Right. And so that's why all of these signals have a personal component to it. The other thing that we do that probably is an evolution of watch time that we hope has made it even more indicative of what we're looking for ultimately, which is value, is we ask people after they watch things. Like a day later, yes, you watched this video, how did you feel about it? And we've tried like smiley faces and different kinds of things, and we ended up with stars. And we only count as valuable if someone gives it 4 or 5 out of 5 stars.
Okay. And what do you mean count as valuable? As in like you only take that data into account if they give 4 or 5?
We only count that as what we say valuable watch time or sort of a success.
Got it.
Right? So if the system is trying to maximize value, then it's looking for the things that are successes. And it would only count as a success if someone says it's 4 or 5 stars out of 5.
Got it. Okay, so when you guys get the survey, if you could give it a 5, that'd be fantastic. Let's do our own experiment. Okay, that really gave me a lot of insight there, actually.
All right, let me see what y'all talk about in the chat. Hold on. That was actually information that I wasn't privy of, so that was good information to know. So let me see where I was at. Oh, damn, y'all said a lot. Give me a second. All facts. Let me see. My fault, y'all. What we watching? All right, so I'm gonna answer. All right, bet. I got where we at. So yeah, this is the person that's like I stated earlier, this is the person, he works over at YouTube. He's the head of the algorithm. You feel me? So I noticed a lot of times in the community, people was asking questions about the algorithm, how's it work, what is it, you feel me, why they videos is not being pushed out, etc. and everything. So this is basically the guy that's in charge of YouTube's algorithm, and he's just, giving us a little bit insight on, you know, why, why some of our questions, like why are we asking certain questions, and what is it the algorithm is really doing and for and represents and things like that. They said good morning, Faith. All right, all right, all right, all right. Um, all facts. Yep. Stash, thank you for the reminder. Have a video for that. Okay, okay, okay. Danielle, loving your morning prayer videos. All it takes is right time, and if you don't show up, then it won't happen. That's a fact. It sounds cliche, but consistency is really key. That's a fact. That's a big fact. Corey, congratulations, everyone. Unsubscripted, thank you and forgive me for crying all over the place. Damn, I missed the live. Danielle. Sheesh. I gotta pull up to the function. I'm gonna watch the playback. So many great connections since March because of you, Stash. I say it often, but thankful and grateful for you. Yo, thank you. I love that. I love it. Thank you, Faith. I love when people give me my teens. It feels so good. But yeah, that's what it's about. We all gotta be here and connect, and you know what I mean, meet new people. This is how we grow. You feel me? No gatekeeping over here. You heard? And Faith pulled up to the block, but she was here pre-chat room era. You feel what I'm saying? So she was rocking with me before I even, created the whole chat room thing. And yeah, we turned up. Now she over there doing big things. You heard? Big things. Danielle, don't do that, man. You are, and we're God's vessel. No words or apologies ever needed. Yo, I love the fact that, Danielle could just pull up to her function and just be naturally herself. You feel me? Express her emotions in a way where it's like, you know what I mean? It's natural. You feel me? And don't ever apologize for that. Like Faith said, you feel me? Like, come on, that's a beautiful thing. So they recommend videos that people probably not interested in just to see if they can gauge what works and what doesn't. All right, hold on. Let me read it again. So they recommend videos that people probably not interested. Okay, so now Q baby, listen. So with when they recommend videos, right? Basically it comes off of the back of what it is you probably previously watched or something similar. So for example, when people be like put hashtags in your video or keywords or make sure your title is a certain type of way. You feel me? Like all those things connect, you feel me, to the space of what you recommended. You feel what I'm saying? So now if you previously just watched a video about I'm a drag it. I'm gonna just say, because I can't think of nothing off the top of my head, but if you just previously watched a video about burgers, right? Hamburgers, and then a video of McDonald's pop up. You feel what I'm saying? And you might be like, what the fuck? Why the hell people put McDonald's up? You feel what I'm saying? But it's because you probably watched a burger video a day or two ago or liked the burger video and things like that. You feel me? So the algorithm is still a robot. It's not a person, but it tries its best to recommend videos that you probably had previously liked, watched, commenting on, and things in that nature. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. Let me see. I know y'all ain't just typed that much that fast. Hold on. I'll be losing my place with these chats. All right, so my fault, chat. My fault. Give me a second. I'm trying to read everybody comments. I vibe, unsubscripted, Tanja. All right. Y'all please tell me at the end if you learned something new. Yes, at the end, listen, I don't necessarily, and this is another thing, right? I don't ever tell people to do this, but at the end of this video, leave a comment under this video once this live is over and put if y'all learned something new. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all don't gotta do it now or in real time. You feel what I'm saying? But if y'all learned something new from this video, when this live stream is over, definitely leave a comment under the video. You feel me? Because I'm interested in knowing, knowing that as well. People don't know it's free. Say what? Oh, you talking about the video. I honestly don't think he said anything that we didn't already know. My personal opinion. Yeah, I mean, sometimes people may know it, but it's the way it could be explained. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's things like if we have, conversations with somebody, it's something that we probably know. But then, another person could tell you and probably explain it in a different way and make them understand like, oh, okay, I get it, but they probably just didn't get it in a way, you know what I mean, we said it. You understand? So sometimes different perspectives, it works. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, not to be a Debbie Downer. Nah, hell no. Don't come on now. Don't even think I love the honesty. Don't even think you being a Debbie Downer. Shout outs to my man C Life in the building. You feel me? Pulled up to the function. My man went live for the first time yesterday. You know what I mean? I seen you working out with the kids and all that, doing your thing. Shout outs to you. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Shout outs to Also Ravishing. Welcome back. You feel me? I know she took a little break off. You feel me? But it's always good to see Also Ravishing pulling back up to the function. Good to see you, my good sis. Shout outs to Bean. Yo, Bean. Listen. Shout outs to you. I'm proud of you. You feel me? Keep doing what you doing. I know you took a hit recently, but you still hanging on. You still rocking, and I'm not gonna lie, that's fire. You feel me? Because a lot of people would have been discouraged, but the fact that you took that and you keep going, I tilt my hat off to you. That's fire. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna be back in no time. I promise you that. Yeah, everybody dropping vibe, yep. Not gonna lie, I think double languages is helping me. YouTube is currently pushing my last 2 videos in heavy. And look, and that's so crazy because it broad like when you do the double languages thing, I don't know what to call it, but it broadens the horizon, I'm gonna say. It pushes your videos out to a wider audience. Not everybody speak English like us. You feel what I'm saying? So, and then especially when you do things and your videos is being pushed in different countries, you got to understand, like, it's people that's from other places, you feel me, that look at us like we are like we are it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like anything we could do, anything we do out here to a someplace that's not from here, people from other countries may be like, yo, what? So when you able to like put, change languages and, you know what I mean, make your voice sound like you speak in a certain language and reach new audience, that's fire. You feel me? It just may be a little bit crazy when we pull up the Faith function and she on live and there's people that speak in Spanish in there and we be like, what the hell? You feel me? But that's fire. That's fire. I hate the fact that they always drag my chat all the way down when I'm scrolling. I'm gonna have to catch the beginning of this video. Yes. Mr. B said that's one of the things that helped him too. Yep. As long as you stay consistent and creative, YouTube algorithm will push y'all content in the right direction depending on the category. That's a fact. And views are what truly matters when monetized. Subs do not. That's a fact because the views is the money. The views is the money. You hear me? Yeah, that's why you have to have a premise for your channel overall so YouTube knows how to market it and who to send it to. That's a fact. Faith, how you do that? I use Spanish and Espanol subtitles on my shorts, but I have never dubbed my language. I'm not gonna lie, you might have to do a video on or a live and show us how to all do that, Faith. I'm not gonna lie, because that sounds fire. You feel me? Let me find the link. I used to set it up. Yep. Hey, just Danielle, everybody saying what up. A community as well as your channel are what matters most because subs and views come and go like the stock market. That's a fact. And it's so crazy you said that, BD, because we experiencing it now. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people is not on YouTube as they was when we first got on here. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why it's also important for us to continue to go out there, build our community, get our name out there and connect because you know what I mean? People may be into this whole YouTube joint one day, and then the next day may be like, you know what? F this, and we won't ever see them again. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. Um BD Facts, I'm working on all of it. Shout outs to Cruz for pulling up to the function. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Consistent, creative, and have fun doing it in the process. Yes, yes. 69 subs. You can't tell me nothing right now. Hey, yo, 69 subs in a span of 2-3 weeks is tough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That's fire, C Life. That's fire. Tell them, Stash. That's a fact. Stash, okay, I get that. You right. When people explain it differently for others to understand, that makes sense. Yes, nah, for real. So, sometimes it's all about perspectives. You feel what I'm saying and how you say it and things like that. Q baby, you know how that go. Bean last upload was fire. Yo, the last upload I see like, and this is so crazy, right? I'm gonna just take a time out to give Bean her flowers because the last video I seen, I don't know if this was her last video or if she posted something before this, but the last video she created was her literally talking about her issue while washing her hair in a tub. You feel me? So like I'm looking, I'm like, hold on. So she talking, but she washing her hair in a tub, and I'm like, nah, this is fire. Like that was so fire. Like I love the fact that it was listen, this is what's going on. You feel me? And it was just natural. And I'm like, nah, yo, how can I not like that video? You feel me? Like, how can I not like that shit? I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the video, and I'm like, wait, do she got is her head in a tub right now? And she talking about what the fuck is going on? I'm like, nah, that's fire. You feel me? So shout outs to Bean, yo. Shout outs to Bean. Let me see. My fault. Every time I stop, the chat goes away, like on some stupid stuff. My fault, y'all. I the masses for sure. The quickest way to monetization is staying consistent and creative. That's a fact. Staying consistent, staying creative, going live. You feel me? I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people be wondering, how to get the watch hours. Like going live, bro. Go live. Facts. Faith, I need help with double languages, please and thank you. Yes, Faith, it's time to do a video. They asking for it. Even after you're monetized, you gotta push even harder. But still have fun in the process. That's a fact. That's a fact. Don't treat it like a 9 to 5 because YouTube is definitely not that. That's a fact. Um, damn. Definitely not that. Thank you, Faith. I was listening and came back. It means a lot coming from you. Yes. Hit the 14 like. Wait, I ain't got 14 likes yet? Yo, y'all violating me if I don't got 14 likes yet. Now I'm about to get mad. Y'all better like my video before I come see all y'all at y'all houses and troll y'all when y'all go live. Being you're welcome. Subscribe. BD, yes, exactly. When the real hard work starts. That's a fact. After the monetization. I just had to say it. Damn, every time somebody type something new, I lose my spot. Give me a second. Love Dean for sure. Y'all inspire me to do it no matter how or where or when. That's a fact. That's why this is what we here for. 69 subs, 30K views. I'm working. Talk about it. Hold on. Do I got my motherfucker? Hold on. Let me see if I can show you some love. Oh, yeah, I can show you some love. Shout out to my man, C Life. Talk about it, my good brother. Talk about it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Link I just posted is how to set up dub language. My fault, y'all. Bean, that is amazing. Just everyday life and transparency. I love Danielle. I loved the transparency. I think that's what it was. It was the motivation of, damn, this happened. I'm not going to stop, but it's also the transparency of like, this is life. You feel what I'm saying? Like, shout out to LaShawna for pulling up to the building. Thank you for being here, champion. Thank you so much. Let me see. Had 86 people tune into the live. Appreciate y'all. Yo, and I mentioned this earlier. You feel me? I mentioned this earlier as far as with just going outside, being a part of a community, engaging. You feel what I'm saying? Because I met Sea Life and Trisha's Nicole live. You feel what I'm saying? And he was an example. Like, he pulled up to, I think she was the first live he pulled up to, and by him doing that, it was a trigger. Like, you see how many people tapped in with you? That's what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. Like, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, go live. Yep. Cali, 30K views, nice. That's a fact. Shout outs to my man Chip. What up, Chip? You feel me? You know I can't wait for you to get back. You know what I'm saying? We got some work we got to do for sure. All together, Cuba working. My bad. Let me see. Damn, every time somebody texts, the chat just go up. I hate that. That's awesome. Calisthenics. Yep. I'ma check you out, Rav. Everybody saying they connecting. Thank you. All right, bet. Shout outs to my man Damo for pulling up to the function. Shout outs to Phoenix for pulling up to the function. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. 1, 2, skip a few. All right, bet. Let me hurry up. My fault, y'all. All right. So for those who just got here, you feel me? I know a lot of people be asking about the algorithm and things like that. So my mods, please explain, like, what it is we talking about. But I'm gonna let y'all know briefly. This is somebody that works at YouTube, and he's a head. He's he is the main person that's in charge of like operating with the algorithm and things like that. So yeah, let's tap back into it.
There's a few questions that came to mind, more so for my community than anything. Like, I see these questions all the time. How important is the first 24, 48 hours of your video's lifespan when it comes to how it goes on to perform?
Well, I think the reason why that might be important is because that's likely when the people who typically watch your videos will see it.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, if the people who typically watch your videos, like, first of all, they're the ones who are most likely to see it. Some of them are probably subscribed. Some of them will get notifications. Many of them, even if they're not subscribed, will see it on the homepage because, well, they watched the last video and the one before that. And so the system will say, this is probably a good idea, right? Like, there's a new video from this channel. They seem to watch it all the time. Let's show it to this person. And that will happen in the first, however, 24, 48 hours after uploading a video. And if those people like it, then that's an indication that, okay, well, at least we can start there and start expanding to more people who are like that.
Right.
But if those people tend not to want to watch it, well, then you're like, okay, well, now I'm not sure who to show it to anymore, right? Like,
so this is going to be such a hard question. I've had videos in the past where the first 24 hours, the first few months, it's just kind of in that ear. And then randomly one day it has a moment and it spikes. And then it goes on to be like one of my most successful videos. Why does that happen?
Well, first of all, that's got to be pretty exciting, right?
Yeah, no, it is. I go to my analytics and I'm like, what's driving this? And I'm like, oh, it's that? It's you? So it's a great feeling, but I never quite figure out. Sometimes I'm like, okay, it might be that I uploaded a video about podcasting and I did it at a time when not many people were doing podcasts. So then in a couple of years' time, it then starts to, get a moment and I understand that, I can rationalize it. But other times I'm like, I'm not quite sure what drove that. Any insight?
Only that it works the way I described, which is we try to find some people who like it. And then once we find some people who like it, much of the system works by finding people who are similar to them in terms of what they watched and then showing it to them.
Yeah.
And so maybe in the first few months, the people who typically watch your videos maybe weren't interested in that one for some reason. But then, like you said, it caught a moment. Maybe it showed up in search when people were searching for podcasts, or maybe one of your fans went back and said, oh, wait, podcasts. I didn't know Jade made a video about podcasts. Let me check that out, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing a podcast too. Let me see. And then once they watch it, then you can start imagining it expanding to more people, essentially through what we call co-watch, which is essentially like, what was the video that they watched afterwards or before? And those videos might be
Got it.
Okay, so if we watch another video afterwards, then when someone watches that video, then maybe we'll
watch that
recommend
one
your
next.
video, right?
Yeah.
Or just looking at the histories of those people. So, okay, well, they watch this video and they watch these other videos. Let's find other people who watch those other videos and see if they like this one.
Right, right. What's your opinion on going back to these old videos and making changes, like to the title, a new thumbnail? Quite often people will ask me, like, is it worth me going through my entire library?
Hold on. So every now, I gotta stop the video. You see, I start getting tuned in. I'm like, hold on, damn, I almost forgot I was on live. You feel me? My fault, chat. Let me make sure everybody ain't, ain't talking to me up in here. You feel me? My man Damo said, everybody saying what up to Chip. And everybody saying what's up. Let me see. I bet. I'm skimming through it right now. My fault, y'all. Everybody saying hello. LaShawna said hello to everybody. Facts, bro. Now we family. Yes. That's exactly what we are. You know what I'm saying? LaShawna said, freak Oprah, we got stash. Yo. Shout outs to LaShawna. I appreciate you, champion. Yeah. LaShawna was one of the first people I connected with too. She has an amazing community over there as well. I love when I pull up to her block. For real. Unsubscripted now. I don't know why I always see Faith. Like, I know you talking to Faith, but I always start with unsubscripted. My bad. Now I didn't set no link. Send it to me on the gram, cause Lord, YouTube be hating. I'm weak. Let me see. This part was good. I've had the same questions. Yeah, that's why I said they speaking some talk right now. I'm not gonna lie. Let's tap back in.
General stance is like, I just focus on the future. So I'm like, I put my energy on my future videos, but I've never quite known if that works. And I guess there's so many variables, and I'm sure the answer is it depends, but I'd love your thoughts on that.
From my perspective, if you see something, especially when you're getting started, if you see something that maybe you've made recently or in the past, suddenly strike a moment or have some momentum, then I think it makes sense to take a look at that and say, okay, well, is the title the best I could make it? Where's the traffic coming from? Is it coming from search? Is it coming from home? Maybe I could think about the thumbnail, like, could I improve that somehow? I mean, don't mess it up.
Yeah.
Try not to mess it up, which is why, for instance, you might try, I think we have A/B thumbnail testing.
Yeah.
Right, so that would be a thing to, maybe you didn't do it when the video first went out because
Shout outs to
whatever,
Love
you
Child
didn't
for
think it would
pulling
be
up to
worth
the
it,
building.
but now
Thank you
might
for
be a
being
good
here.
time, right?
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Is it the same advice for old videos that aren't having a moment? So you just have a library of videos that aren't performing well, but you believe in them. Is it worth going back and maybe using the thumbnail testing feature and making some
Perhaps.
tweaks?
I think what you really have to do, though, is you have to be thinking about, at least this is the way, I'm not a creator, of course, but if I were to be a creator, then my advice, I think, would be you have to try to think about the audience. Who are the people who are most likely to really enjoy this video?
What the hell? Stop playing with me, y'all. I said, I said it. I said, not for nothing. As a creator, like, a lot of times you got to enjoy what it is you're doing, but you also got to think about the people that's watching. You cannot be selfish and be like, this is what I want to do, so I'm gonna do it because that's half of the part as far as what BD stating. And I'm not, saying BD saying anything wrong, but I know he state like you got to do something that's fun for you. But at the same time, you have to find a balance. You feel what I'm saying? It has to be a balance between something that's fun for you, but also entertaining for the people that's gonna watch. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it ain't just about you. You feel what I'm saying? This video is a perfect example. You feel me? When I say this video is a perfect example, like, not for nothing, me being a YouTuber, it's like this is a video I sit down and I watch by myself. You feel what I'm saying? But because I know that this is what people is talking about in my community, this is what people is, having questions about, I'm like, you know what? Oh, why not watch this with the community? You feel me? So now I'm not only thinking about something that, I may enjoy watching because I'm a YouTube content creator myself and I want to know how to get my videos and views up. I'm also creating something that I feel like the community would probably enjoy. You feel what I'm saying? So this is that balance where I say, yo, this is what y'all have to think about. Y'all can't only be thinking about yourselves. You feel what I'm saying? But let's get back into it.
Get value out of it, and what would they be looking for?
Yeah.
What would they be searching for? What kind of a thumbnail would they be interested in? You kind of have to anticipate that somehow.
Yeah.
Once you meet that, then you can imagine expanding to more people.
Yeah. You know what? I would love to dive a little bit deeper into that, because I feel like we're coming out of like a niche epidemic or something. I use very, very dramatic vocabulary. You've probably noticed. We went through a phase where niching down was like the thing. Everyone said you need to niche down. It's not enough that you're interested in plant care. You need to be interested in plant care in the UK in the winter. Like, it has to be as specific as possible. And I understand the rationale behind that. It's like, okay, well, if you get so specific with your audience, then surely it's easier for YouTube to understand who your audience are and therefore share your content to the right people. But a lot of people are rejecting that now because they're like, I don't want to niche down. I just want to be me. So how do you balance the two? Because you do still need to have a clear audience, right? You still need to be clear so that the algorithm knows who your content is for. Do you think there's still value in niching down because of that?
I really don't know, although I could imagine it might be different if you're just getting started,
right,
or if you've already built some momentum, right? If you're just getting started, I can imagine YouTube is a tremendously competitive place. Right? Like you said, there's already gardeners.
Yeah.
How many gardeners are there, right? And
yeah.
so you do have to imagine, like, okay, you're just getting started. Maybe your video shows up in search, or maybe it shows up on someone's homepage. But this is a person who likes gardening, probably. And so there's lots of gardening videos.
Yeah.
And so there's got to be something, and maybe it is niche, that kind of attracts someone to say, oh, that's different, or I haven't seen that before, or something. And then once you've got started and you've built some momentum and audience, then I could imagine maybe niche isn't quite as important for you, right? Because then you're like, okay, well, I can figure out how to broaden this audience.
Come on. I'm sorry to keep stopping. And this is what I'm doing. I keep saying this too. Like, I'm like, yo, it's like, I don't know what live I said this on, but I remember me saying this on a live one day. I said, listen, it's mad people out here that do the same thing that we do. You feel me? What makes us different from everybody else? You feel what I'm saying? And as far as with niching down, you feel me? It's no such like do whatever. Like, listen, before you do whatever it is you do, this is why it's important to build your brand, build your name, get yourself out there. You feel me? Because once you get yourself out there, you build a certain name for yourself. Unless you going off the rail or some crazy type of stuff, it don't matter what it is you do. You feel what I'm saying? Like, for those who know, you feel me? And we gonna keep. This is just a personal thing. For those who know, one of my favorite rappers, I always say this, is 50 Cent. You feel me? So now 50 Cent is a name that everybody, I'm sure, is familiar with. He started off, it was one time his niche was drug dealing. You feel me? He was a street dude that was drug dealing. You feel me? He got himself into music. You feel me? Now, once he gets into of music, you feel me? This is when he start like, all right, now I'm about to build my name and things. He start writing books. He start making movies. He start doing TV shows. He started doing clothes. He started anything like, his niche wasn't just music. You feel what I'm saying? But what he did was build a name for himself. You feel what I'm saying? The same with YouTube. You feel me? Like, don't come in here thinking, oh, I'm a vlogger and I make nice vlogs and things like that. And because my shit is so nice that people was gonna just come watch it. No, you feel me? Because nobody not gonna care. You feel what I'm saying? So what you have to do is continue to get yourself out there, network with people, you know what I mean? Connect with people and give people a reason to connect with you. You feel what I'm saying? And I say this all the time. When I first got on YouTube, my first week on YouTube, you feel me? Me not knowing certain people, there's a lot of people I go to they channel and I'm like, I don't really, they content not even looking up the par for me to want to watch it. You feel me? But then I started, getting in tune with them. I started connecting with them. I started, liking them as a person, to the point where now when I go to their channel and I look at that person content, it's like, oh, like I enjoy it on a different level because of, the consistency that person has been, like, you know what I mean? The connection that I've made with him. You feel what I'm saying? Or her, you feel me? Whatever. You feel me? So it's different. You feel me? You have to go out there and make a name for yourself. Don't come in here thinking that you just Big Willie and you could do what you want to do, because it don't work like that. You bugging.
I already have a strong base. I'm sort of building a name. There are people who will surely see my video, right? Because I have subscribers and they're notified and stuff like that. And so you can start to imagine, okay, well, now I can maybe build it out a little bit.
Yeah. No, that.
Hold on, I just seen so with you, Danielle, you are different. You feel what I'm saying? And this is the thing, because when you come in the space of, like, God and praying and that type of energy, that type of vibe, that's energy. You feel what I'm saying? That's something where it's like, that's automatically, you can connect. Like, you feel me? It's people that's probably don't believe in your beliefs and to be like, nah, I'm not rocking with this person, or people that believe in your belief and be like, I rock with this person. I feel like your channel is going to go crazy. It's just that a lot of your people didn't get to pull up to your function yet. But once they pull up to your function, it's your joint. You gonna have a YouTube church over there. You feel me? Sunday service at Danielle house. You feel me? Facts. Telling you. Watch when everybody pull up to your crib.
Makes a lot of sense. I wonder if your advice is different if you have a dormant channel. So a lot of people want to become YouTubers. They start a channel when they're like 13, and then they're 18, and they're like, wait, this is my dream. I want to start this again. What is your thoughts or advice on reviving a channel that they might see as dead?
Well,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a channel is ever really dead per se. It could be dead in the sense that if you've built a negative reputation, then you could imagine that, like, you might need to escape that somehow. I imagine that, well, I don't know, I guess Mr. Beast would be a counterexample, right? Where he did gaming for 5 years before he finally did something else and sort of broke out. But I imagine if sort of your channel was all about something that's sort of no longer au courant or sort of passé, that might be a little bit of a problem, right? You need to sort of escape that somehow.
Yeah, of course.
But I wouldn't say that a channel is like dead per se. Like,
well,
the next video
news.
will get a chance, right?
Yeah.
Somehow.
And I think that's what people want to hear, is that it's like, just because your channel wasn't doing so well 10 years ago, it doesn't mean that it has no chance of doing well now. So I think that's going to be reassuring to a lot of people.
I mean, I think that especially if some number of years have passed, then it's like starting from scratch again. If that hasn't happened, like, let's say you were doing this for a long time, it wasn't working, you want to switch to something completely different. Well, if you've built a little bit of momentum in one direction, we have to remember that those are the first people who are going to see your next video.
Yeah.
Right? And so, you're doing gaming and now fashion. I don't know if that's going to work.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
So-
that's true. Yeah, that's really good to know as well. Okay, some great tips there. Let's move on to talk about a very, very hot topic, which is consistency, frequency. Everyone wants to know, how often should I be sharing content on YouTube? How many shorts? How many long form? Does it matter? What if I want to take a break? So let's dive into it. Let's start off with, is there an ideal posting frequency for YouTube? Is there like a gold standard of how often you should be sharing content?
I wouldn't say there's one for YouTube. I suspect that it depends really on the kind of show you've created.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're
My fault, yeah. I be getting so tuned in. Hold on, let me tap in. My I be getting so tuned in with the video. I be forgetting. I'm on live with y'all. Hold on. All right, let me reply to these comments. Damn, my fault, y'all. I'm so sorry. I missed a lot. Shout outs to Nisa Blue for pulling up to the function. Thank you for being here. This part was good. I've had the same questions. Facts, Faith. Love Child is in the building. Yeah, I said what up to Love Child. Right. Okay, all right, I seen that one. I bet. Let me start doing Nisa Blue. You think you hit it in 90 days? Nisa Blue do both. If shorts are close, go for it. Shout outs to Cook and Beauty. What's good, JoJo, for pulling up to the function. Thank you for being here. You feel me? Shout outs to Sheldon. I believe Sheldon is actually from Cook and Beauty's channel. I see Sheldon a lot. You feel me? So appreciate you for, coming over here on this side and tapping in with your boy. You know what I'm saying? I am niche down for real. I seen that one. I'm a wait, I'm a TikToker, so I've been bringing my videos over to YouTube. Please do a reaction to Mr. Beast interview. I felt like I learned a lot from him. So send me the link, Q baby, and I definitely do that probably tomorrow or something for sure. But hell yeah, send that link in. I definitely do it. How boo, where you at? Hold on, wait. Damn, I hate when every time somebody texts like the video, the chat go up. You feel me? So hold on, take it easy, y'all. Take it easy, please. All right, let me see. I vibe everybody typing in they chat. Love child. I bet. Fact stash. That's what Roberto Blake said. If you want 10K and above subs, it can't be about you. That's a fact. That's a fact, Faith. I'm skimming through the comments right now. You feel me? My fault if I'm missing people. Yeah. See, go for it. Let me make sure I'm connected to you. Yep. Everybody connecting. I am niche down for real. I seen that one. Okay. Let me skip down. Excellent point, Stash. LOL. YouTube church. Amen. Sometimes people come for the visuals, but they stay for the personality. Hello. Hello. Talk about it. That's a fact. Coach says so. Oh, shout outs to my girl, Coach, for pulling up to the function. You feel what I'm saying? I think being that you just pulled up, we here reacting to the guy that works over at YouTube. He's the head of the algorithm. You feel me? So I noticed a lot of people in the community was here talking about how the algorithm work and certain things like that. So hopefully, my mods in the chat explained it a little bit. But if they didn't, that's what we here reacting to. But you know what I mean? Thank you for being here, Coach. I always appreciate you pulling up to the function. Okay, Nightbot, you over here too? Yeah, Nightbot is in full effect. You heard? But let's get back into it.
Doing a daily vlog like my life, well, if you vanish for a week or two, that
shout outs to my man
people will
Ryan
find
for
other
pulling up
people
to
to
the
watch
building.
their lives, right? Like they're going to watch other people's lives. On the other hand, if you're a channel that does something about science, I mean, I know very successful science creators who post once, maybe twice a month at most, right? Because they're just spending a lot of time making a video that really explains something. Maybe there's a new discovery or something, and they'll do that. And that works very well for them. And I don't think people would be, you might say, okay, but what if they did like, video every day or a video every week?
Yeah.
I don't know if that would really be as satisfying for their audience, right? Because their audience wants a certain level of depth, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think it depends a lot on, it's very much like television, right? We had, 60 Minutes, whatever, however often, and nightly news, but we had,
These are all shows I don't know. I think I've heard of 60 Minutes.
Yeah. Have you heard of Friends?
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Well, that was, when I was younger, that was once a week.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
okay.
And so that's just how it was, right? Once a week, and that's what people expected. And could I have watched Friends twice a week? Sure. But probably not every night, right?
Because I literally have it going on the background.
That's right. Yeah, that's
all
right.
Day.
Yeah. So now, that's right. Things that were once a week for me are probably every day and multiple times a day for others.
That's so funny. Yeah, you make a few really, really good points there, and I think
Even I'm gonna touch in a little bit on that part too, right? Because I know there is a lot of creators that post every day. You feel me? And I honestly feel like there's nothing wrong with posting every day. You feel me? The expectation of thinking people gonna pull up to your block every day is what I feel like is wrong. You feel me? And I'm only saying this because it's like, for example, a lot of people, like, I'm gonna just use a show. Like, the reason why, like, if we watching Netflix, right, and we could go watch a whole 60-minute show, you feel me, on Netflix and something like that, a lot of times it's something in regards of like, damn, what's gonna happen next? You feel what I'm saying? Like what? It's like a cliffhanger, I guess. You feel me? I know, like, for example, if I'm watching Power, you feel me? If I'm watching Power, the reason why I could sit there and I could binge watch Power is because of the story that's being told. I want to know what's going to happen next. Is this person going to die? Is this person going to live? You feel what I'm saying? So it's that, what's next coming thing. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people in the YouTube community that post every day, it don't give like what's gonna happen next. You feel me? So like it's a lot of people like I rock with everybody in my community and I pull up to everybody block. What I don't do is pull up every day. You feel what I'm saying? It's a lot of people. Like if y'all see in the chat, like imagine it's 15 people in the chat. You feel me? Imagine if all 15 of y'all, you know, posted videos every single day and y'all like, I want Stash to pull up to the block every single day to watch a whole 30-minute vlog and listen, man, I ain't gonna have time for do what I have to do. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm not saying it's not possible. It can happen. You feel me? But certain things is gonna have to be put in place. You might have to make a nigga want to stay. You feel me? Like, oh, what happened? You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know. So when they sitting there and they talking about, did you watch Friends? Like, Friends only came on once a week. Friends is, you know, even though, you know, people have their things about Friends and, you know, living single and all, like, Friends is a popping show. You feel me? But for a person to be like, we only could take that once a week, you feel what I'm saying? And that was what it was. You know what I mean? We got to compare ourselves to that as content creators as well. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. You feel me? You can't expect people to pull up to your block every day, comment and stuff every day. You feel me? I might pull up to the block 4 days, you know, after your joint. Like, oh, yeah, I'm here now. You feel me? I enjoy the video. You feel me? But every day, I can't do it. Sorry. Respectfully.
A good example, what came to mind is like Chicken Shop Date. I remember Amelia doing an interview or something, and I remember she spoke about the fact that she doesn't have a posting schedule. Like, she is working with incredibly huge talent. She kind of posts when she can, and everyone knows that and gets excited because it's like, oh, a new one's coming. But at the same time, to your point, there are vloggers who I watch, and if they miss a week, I'm like, I feel untethered. I'm like, I don't know what to, what do you mean? What happened this week? Do you know what I mean?
Right, are they still around?
Yeah.
Like, what's
going
they stop? Will they come back?
Exactly. So I think to your point, I completely understand that. Does that change for shorts?
That's an interesting question. I honestly don't know. I can't say.
Yeah. Sometimes I think, or to be honest, most of the time I think if anyone's unsure on their posting frequency and they're in the early days, sometimes I think instead of thinking about it from an algorithm perspective, think about it just from like a practicing creating content perspective. Because I uploaded 2 long forms every week for years, and only now did I, like, sometimes I only do 1 a week, right? And I credit that to improving my content as quickly as I could. I think if I was doing 2 a month, then my content would still look how it looked a few years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So sometimes I think that makes it even more.
Well, I think that
Practice
after watching
makes
some of your
perfect.
videos, I think that you make a great point that in the beginning, part of what you're doing is you're practicing, you're improving, and you're really setting personal goals.
Yeah.
Right? About your own journey and your own improvement and kind of your own commitment, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
are you willing to do this?
Yes.
You know, on a regular basis, and that might be more important than, like you said, anything that has to do with the algorithm or the audience.
Yeah, I completely agree. I know you just mentioned a few different features. So we said shorts, there's long form, there's obviously lives, you've got a whole community tab now. I know they all have different algorithms as well. Does the algorithm favor you if you upload multi-format content? Like, if you are utilizing all those different features, does it favor you in some way?
I don't know if I'd say it favors you, but I think what it does is it sort of gives you more chances.
Yeah.
Right? So just more opportunities for someone to see what you're doing. And I know that sometimes people worry about how often someone who sees their short ends up watching their long form video. And I don't know if it happens as often as, I'm sure it doesn't happen as often as people who are creators would like it to happen, but it happens sometimes. And so, you know, if you can commit to a reasonable schedule of doing those things, like, okay, like you said, I'm gonna make a couple of 1 or 2 long form and then like a few shorts every week. Well, that's like a reasonable amount that gives you a fair number of opportunities for people to see what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that's a really common question as well, which is like, I'm uploading my shorts, but they're not watching my long form. Like, what do I do? Do I have a separate account for my shorts or do I have a separate account for my long form? Any thoughts on that, or maybe even some insight as to whether or not that might improve in the future? Like, there might be new tools that will allow us to link our shorts better to our long form. I know some exist, but...
Yeah, I think that having a separate channel is probably not a good idea.
Okay.
Once you have 2 entities, now you're trying to build 2 things.
Yeah.
Right? And it's hard enough to do one, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, there are ways right now in the Shorts player to get from, to get to the channel from whence one can see the other content. And so my suggestion is, especially if you're just getting started, to focus on trying to do one thing. And yes, I understand that people are probably disappointed. Well, not as many as I would like who watch my shorts go on to watch the long form content, but maybe some do.
Yeah.
And that would be a win, right?
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes I think as creators, we forget how big of a deal it is to get even like 10, 100 people. That's 100 people. It's so easy to lose the value of those numbers and forget that there's real lives attached to those. So yeah, I think you make a good point. I wanted to.
That's a fact. Hold on. Let me tap back in with the chat. You feel me? Let me tap back in with the chat. You feel what I'm saying? Hold on. I think I'm better off using my phone. Give me a second. I'm going to use my phone to see what everybody talking about. Shout outs to JD for pulling up to the building. I definitely appreciate you being here. You know what I mean? JD is at the function. Thank you for being here. Homebody Trish. What's good, Homebody Trish? Listen, last night, I know we were supposed to do the battle. As you can see, I have to use a whole different software. I don't know if the people that always pulls up to my live, y'all pretty much are familiar with how I usually have my live stream set up. You feel me? I had to learn how to use, unfortunately, OBS, and I hate using OBS because it's just too much for me. But the software that I use to do the verses was down. It fucked up. So I'm like, I had to figure something out. But we definitely gonna reschedule. You feel me? Send me a date and time in the DMs and let's make it happen. You know what I mean? Yeah, yes. But shout outs to Homebody Trish for pulling up in the building. Let me see. Thought this was informative. Thought this was informative. I can't even pronounce the word informative when I watched it. Oh, so you saw this before. So look, we got different opinions. I know Q Baby said, she was the opposite. She was like, this was a video that, people pretty much felt like they understood. You saying the opposite. Shout outs to ladies of iTalk. Shout outs to ladies of iTalk. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through it because I don't want to be behind too behind on the chat. Two channels is definitely a lot. 2 channels is definitely a lot. That's why I say, you feel me? My opinion is when you get on this platform, you feel me? Build your core, build your name, your audience, and organically grow from there. You feel me? For those who's been rocking with me since day one, know my channel has changed a lot from when I first started on YouTube. You feel me? Like it was so bad. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna just a little brief real quick. It was so bad. People thought that I hated women. My channel was so bad. People thought that I hated women because of the things that I was talking about. You feel me? But that's where I started. You feel me? And I had my reasons on why I was creating that content. But, coming from days of, that type of vibe to, what it is I create now, it's a whole different vibe over here. You feel what I'm saying? So, ain't you know what I mean? Just keep going. You feel me? But let's tap back into it. Let me tap back into the video. Hold on.
Talk a little bit more about engagement and audience, because a few questions have been submitted to me that I thought these are actually amazing. One is it better to have a smaller, highly engaged audience or a larger but less active one?
That was a good question, but hold on. Yeah, that's a fact though. That's a fact, ladies of iTalk. That's a fact. Like people was like, "Oh, Stash, you making videos talking about this," and then they wasn't rocking. They was not rocking with me in the beginning. You feel me? Shout outs to my man Anthony Holmes for pulling up to the function. Thank you for being here. I definitely appreciate you. You know what I mean? Let's get it. Let's get back into the video.
I think I'd ask you that question.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, you know, from
reverse card.
Well, from a business perspective, what's better?
Okay, so if you are a creator who's trying to earn money in some ways, I actually think it's more powerful to have a smaller and higher engaged audience. I think that way for a few reasons. One, when you work with brands and stuff, they're looking for engagement, they're looking for view counts.
Hold on, my fault, y'all. I gotta run that question back. I lost what that question was. My bad. Let's run that question back.
A highly engaged audience or a larger highly engaged audience. Good point. I want to talk a little bit more about engagement and audience, because a few questions have been submitted to me that I thought these are actually amazing. One is it better to have a smaller, highly engaged audience or a larger but less active one?
I think I'd ask you that question.
Oh, okay.
What y'all think in the
Is it
chat?
a reverse card?
Well, from a business perspective, what's better?
Okay, so if you are a creator who's trying to earn money in some ways, I actually think it's more powerful to have a smaller and higher engaged audience. I think that way for a few reasons. One, when you work with brands and stuff, they're looking for engagement, they're looking for view counts. At the end of the day, you're trying to sell a product or a service on their behalf, and you're going to be able to do that better if you do have a highly engaged audience. And then I also think it just depends on your objectives. Because if you're a creator where you're like, no, I want to be famous, I'm trying to reach as many people as possible, I want as many people out there to know my name as possible, then obviously having a huge subscriber base is amazing. Even if they don't watch the rest of your content, they watch one video, so now they somewhat know you. So yeah, I think it does massively depend. But I do often see channels that might have, let's say, a lot fewer subscribers than me. They might have like 100,000, but their view counts are insane. They're getting 50,000 views per video, 60,000 views per video. And I personally think that is an incredibly valuable channel.
Hell yeah.
You know, more so than mine or someone else's, what might have 300,000 and are getting less. I actually made a video that ruffled some feathers, actually, where I was suggesting that subscribers aren't that important. I was suggesting that actually it's more about, even when it comes to your AdSense and how much money you can earn, really it's about your views and how much of your video they're watching and how much of the ads they're watching. You're not getting paid based on how many people are actually subscribed to you. I've had months now where I will make the same amount on my channel that I made in my first month of ever being monetized, even though then I had 1,000 followers and now I have 300,000. So I'd actually love to get your thoughts on that. Do you think subscribers are as important as they used to be?
I would say that their impact has diminished over 15 years. And it's not because it's not diminished, it's diminished relative to the fact that now you can actually get a big audience without more subscribers.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case 15 years ago. 15 years ago,
I'm not gonna lie, YouTube changed OD. You feel me? And I say it all the time. I feel like, not for nothing, subscribers ain't what it like. Only for now. And this is my goal. May probably switch throughout the time. You feel me? But as of right now, the only reason why subscribers was really important to me is because I needed 1,000 of them in order to get monetized. I don't even count my subscriber count anymore. You feel what I'm saying? I just look forward to meeting new people, building, and you know what I'm saying? Whatever happens, happens. You feel what I'm saying? But after that 1,000 subscriber mark, I'm like, I'm good. You feel me? I'm good. And now I'm going to just organically, you feel me, individually greet new people. You feel me? I'm going to just appreciate when new people pull up to the function. That's it.
the homepage of YouTube and a lot of other services were just like a list of things from the channels or the accounts you follow. That was it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know what yours looks like, but I still look at Facebook once in a while. And it's rare that any of my friends' content actually shows up.
Yeah.
Right? But it used to be just their content. It used to be just a list of the things that my friends, my Facebook friends had done. And that was the YouTube homepage 15 years ago. It was basically the subs tab.
Right.
And so if the YouTube homepage is just the subs tab, well, then subscriptions matter a lot. I think subscriptions still matter. They probably matter more than they did 15 years ago. But what matters way more is the people who may not be subscribed, but who frequently watch your videos. Because now they don't need to subscribe to have them show up again.
Okay.
And that's what's changed.
Yeah. That you've really validated that video for me now. I feel really good about it because I remember making a similar point that there are people whose videos I watch every single week without fail. And every now and then I'll be like, oh my God, I'm not subscribed to you. But I've been watching you for years. But the algorithm is so good and so advanced that I don't need to subscribe to you because it knows that I want to watch you, right?
Yes.
Okay, see, I was right.
And this goes back to the point I made earlier, which is that we learned that people subscribe for all different reasons.
Yeah.
And only one of those reasons is, I'd like to see more from that creator. Other reasons were just, hey, high five, I like you, keep it up.
Yeah, that's
Or people who aren't subscribed, but who are real fans, right?
Yeah.
And so that means that subscription, it's an indicator, but it's not the same thing as being part of the regular audience.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Totally agree.
Noted.
I also had another question come through that was very, very specific. But I thought
Before she get into the next question, let me tap into the chat. yo, listen, if y'all feel like this live stream is informative, just type a yes in the chat. You feel me? Like, cause I'm like, it's a lot of things that's being said that it's like, it makes me feel good because it makes me like, these are things that I think about. Like, YouTube is a mentality thing. You gotta have a certain type of mentality in order to, really be in this joint. You know what I mean? And you have to think in ways where it's like, I can't even explain it, but I have a certain type of mentality. Like, you feel me? Like, even I stated earlier, I'm like, you know what I mean? One of my views only got like 20 something views on my channel right now. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm not even sweating it because I know my purpose. I know why, it's that. You feel me? Like, it's not for the people that's in the community that's seen that video already. It's for the people that's gonna eventually pull up, that's gonna be there for the first time. You feel me? So it's like, not just one, you feel me? But it's a certain mentality you have to have with this. I know they just mentioned something about the different reasons of why people subscribe to your channel. You feel me? That's something we always talk about. It's a couple people live streams that I've been in, and we speak about these certain conversations, and it's different reasons why people subscribe to your channel. You feel what I'm saying? So don't that make it, I guess it gives it more of a reason to be like, you know what? Even if you have more than one topic, it's okay. You don't have to be niche down, because while this person may be subscribed to you for this reason, another person may be subscribed to you for that reason. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's people that, you know what I mean? I love going to their lives. You feel me? I love tapping in with them in their lives, and it just in real time engaging with who they is as a person. But not saying I don't engage with the content, you know what I'm saying? But I engage with them live better. I'm subscribed to their channel because they lives be fucking lit. And then it's, you know what I mean? There's certain people that I just like their content, but I really don't care for their lives. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just so many different reasons why a person could subscribe to you and your channel. And you know what I mean? Do whatever I feel works for you. Do, like, if it's what you like doing. My only advice is this, right? Step into the game, build a name for yourself. You feel me? Get people to know who you are. And then when you do that, you feel me? Just make it make sense. Package it well. You feel me? Make it look like when a person comes to your crib, oh, this is nice. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm a perfect example. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I could consider myself a vlogger too. You feel me? I got 2 vlogs on my channel right now. I got 2 vlogs. A lot of people be telling me, yo, you need to do more vlogs, right? But listen, you feel me? I do a lot of different things. You feel me? But do I come off as it's all over the place? No. You feel me? I could be wrong. Maybe I could be in my own mind. Maybe people do be like, yo, Stash, you all over the place. Listen, it is what it is. But my thing is this. I feel like I package my thing so well that it all correlates. You feel me? From the name to the thumbnails to, like, you feel me? Everything. So when I'm sitting there and I'm like, if a person be like, yo, Stash, what is it your channel revolves around? You feel me? I could be like, listen, I do vlogs, I do podcasts, I do reaction videos, I do live streams, and you know what I mean? Like, what else? You feel me? Like, and am I coming off as a person that's just doing too much? You know what I mean? So as a content creator, do it all. And you feel me? And those is gonna be different people that's gonna connect with you for different type of reasons. You feel what I'm saying? Like, even when it comes to, like, the chat room, you feel me? I got something for people that's like, that don't even have nothing to do with showing my face or me having to talk. You feel me? Like, the chat room is content. You feel me? I'm getting watch hours for it. You feel what I'm saying? It's considered content, but it's content that I'm creating that don't have really necessarily nothing to do with me. It's just, yo, listen, tap in with everybody, connect, build, you know what I'm saying, and do your thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, do it all. But let's get back into what the matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna tap back in with the content, the chat in a minute. Let me just see what they talk about. Hold on, my fault.
It's a really good one, because at the start of this, we spoke a bit about the different signals, and you mentioned things like likes and comments were really important. How important is responding to comments? I know it's important from a community building perspective, but from an algorithm perspective, if you're responding, there's more comments on your video. Does that mean it's going to potentially rank a bit higher?
I don't think that we use the amount of comments as an indication of the video. I think that we might try to anticipate the likelihood of someone being interested enough to comment, but that's not the same thing as there being a lot of comments.
Yeah.
So I suspect that responding to comments is, like you said, it matters because it builds a community. And as we were talking about before, it makes it more likely when the person who made that comment, or maybe the ones that read it, when they see the next video that you make, they're more likely to be interested in watching it because they've had this interaction with you.
Yeah, so true.
Do you respond to all your comments?
I try my best to respond to a lot of them.
Yeah, right.
But
She be
once I
ignoring me in her
got to
comments,
maybe
bro. I
100
be
videos,
saying
I was like,
nice
this is impossible
videos,
now.
right?
Because
Be saying that.
the beautiful thing about
Nah, she
YouTube
be
as well
having
is
mad
that
comments,
my
though. I ain't gonna
content
lie.
is pretty much evergreen. So I'll have videos from years ago still getting a lot of views. So then
Right.
you end up having like, now I have maybe 500 videos that are all getting comments.
Wow.
So that's when it becomes really difficult. But in the early days, I would respond to every single one until I physically couldn't anymore. And, you know, it literally, it was a lot of work.
Right, I'll bet it was.
But it was great. And you also got so much insight as to what your audience found the most interesting, additional questions. It is the perfect place to find topics for your next videos, especially for like educational content creators like me.
So that's very validating for me.
Yeah.
Because, well, you can imagine that it's only a small portion of the overall audience of YouTube that comments.
Right.
Which means you have to look at comments and you say, well, gee, like, how prominent should it be? Given the fact that it's very unlikely that the person who watches the video will comment. But one of the reasons why it needs to be there and needs to continue to be prominent is for exactly the reason that you mentioned, which is it's sort of like it's like what fuels new content creation because it gives creators ideas for the next topics for the next video. And so if we're YouTube, we're thinking, okay, well, not that many people use it, but if we diminish it in somehow or make it harder to do, then there will be not enough new videos, and that will be a problem, right?
Yeah, 100%. And also the creators just wouldn't feel connected to their audience. I would feel quite lost if I didn't have the comment section. So that's, definitely keep it as prominent as it is, please. My personal request.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let me tap in with the chat. My fault, chat. Hold on. Let me get the chat back up and running. Stash, you are always a good fisherman. You are consistently bringing new people into our ocean. Man, listen, I be trying. Yo, listen, Anthony, I be trying, but it's hard out here for a pimp. You heard? But I be trying, man. I appreciate you for that acknowledgement, man. For real. Stash, hearing you talk about this is so refreshing. Oh man, y'all don't be coming in here making me feel all sentimental and stuff. We just here learning, we building, we vibing, we connecting. What it say at the bottom of the joint? Welcome to the vibe. We here. You heard? You heard? We here. You heard? Aquarius vibes for sure. Aquarius gang. Heavy. You know what I'm saying? Nick and Knight. What's good, Nick and Knight? Shout outs to Nick and Knight for pulling up to the function. Thank you for being here. Yes, for the future people to come. Yup. That's a fact. Good morning, Nick and Knight. Everybody saying what up. That's why it's called YouTube. That's why it's called YouTube. Nah, I am weak. Your channel is awesome, Stash. Trisha, baby, thank you. You come on, Trisha. You know how I feel about you. We be chopping it up heavy. You feel me? Game planning. So I already know. Like, Anthony Holmes said, Trisha Nicole, good morning. Yes, your channel is a vibe. Yes. That's what it's about. We vibing over here, Coach. That's crazy. I just said that. I just said that. That's mad funny, and I'm reading your comment just now. Only thing I'm missing is the freestyles. Yo, Coach. Stop putting me on blast, Coach, before I get mad. Stop putting me on blast, Coach. Don't make me get mad. You was just about to make me cry. Now you about to make me get mad. You feel me? King Explicit in the building. Yo, shout outs to my man King Explicit. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. I was tapped in with my man King Explicit video a few days ago. You feel me? He's another one of them content creators where I go to and I be watching, and he gives a lot of like inspirational push. Like me being a up and coming content creator myself, there's certain things you just need to hear. You feel me? And I came to your block. I checked you out, and it was like you definitely gave me that push that I needed. That especially that day where I was in a place where it's like, what's next? You feel me? So if a few weeks ago I created a video called like "What's Next," and you feel me, and a part of your video stemmed from me creating that. So shout outs to you. Is content? Hold on, damn, I just lost what Coach said. It is content community building? Yes. Oh, that's what you was talking about. What I stated earlier. That's a fact. That's a fact. What up, chat? He's saying, what up, chat? Love your channel, Stash. Thank you, Janet. I appreciate you for always pulling up to the function and being an amazing supporter. One thing I can say about Janet is she'll pull up, she'll comment on all my videos and everything. Like, I appreciate you, Janet. The love is not being unnoticed. Thank you. Coach and everybody saying what's up. The comments matter. It definitely matters. It gives a form of I don't know the word. You feel me? Maybe when it come to me, y'all can remind me. But like, you ever go to a person channel and it's like you see what the people in the comments is talking about, and you be like, oh, this person got mad comments. He must be talking something, rather than a person that don't got no comments. It's like, you feel me? You probably still listen, but it probably won't hold as much weight as the person that has mad comments. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. Facts. But let's tap back into the video. You feel me? We almost done. I think it's about 10, 15 more minutes of this, and then we gonna pack this up. But yeah, let's tap back in.
I was going to say quick fire round, but I know these questions, they need like detailed answers. So don't worry if you can't do them quickly. I'm not going to force you to do it in 2 seconds. Yeah, literally. How often does the algorithm at large change?
Oh my.
See, this is why I said it can't be a quick one.
Right. I mean, if you think about all the different systems, my expectation is each one of them changes at least every other week.
Wow, okay.
And maybe more frequently than that. I remember when we got to the point where we did over 300 changes to some part of the system in a year.
Wow.
Or over 400, which meant we were doing on average a change a day.
Oh.
And so, and I'm sure it's much higher than that now.
Yeah, okay. That's also good to know, because I think sometimes people convince themselves there's been a really big shift.
Right.
They're like, once a year, they're like, oh my God, they've completely changed everything. So that's also really good to know. It's always changing.
Right. Typically, there have been a few pretty big changes, but not for a while. Yeah. And they're very unusual. And so, sure, when we went from views to focusing on watch time, that was a big change. When we went from watch time to what we call valued watch time or satisfaction, sometimes when we changed the underlying technology from one type of machine learning system to another, that was a pretty big change. But this is like once every few years, maybe. Okay. And otherwise, like you said, the system just always changing, right? Yeah. And the changes, as you can imagine, are relatively small. Yeah. I mean, we'd like to think that they're important. We measure them as being significant, but I think to the whole of YouTube, and especially to a particular creator's experience, it would be unnoticeable.
Right, okay. Even though, as you said, it's probably unnoticeable, do you tell us, so like there'll be another shift at some point, maybe not for a few years, do you let us know that there's been a shift? Is that like communicated?
We often do.
Yeah.
And in a few of the instances where we, like when we switched from views to watch time, we 100% told creators in advance. That was especially a big one because views went down a lot. The other thing that went down a lot was revenue.
Right, of course.
So if you're going to change somebody's earnings, then you need to tell them.
Okay.
So yes, in some cases, we have told when we knew it was going to be a big change. But like I said, most of these things aren't like that. And so there's not much to say.
Yeah, totally fair, totally fair. What are some common mistakes that you see new creators make?
Talk about it.
I don't know if I observe new creators enough to be able to say what like mistakes they would make. I guess I could imagine that.
Shout outs to Precious for pulling up in the building. Thank you for pulling up to the function. I definitely appreciate you being here, Precious. You know what I'm saying? I know you're not a YouTube content creator, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean, this video, I also see Antonice is in the building. Shout outs to Wraith in the building. You feel what I'm saying? So let me just, reinform you guys of, what's going on here. This video is basically... This young lady is speaking to the head person over at YouTube. He's in charge of the algorithm. You feel me? So a lot of questions that you guys may have about the algorithm is being answered by the man who's in control of it himself. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, I know y'all missed a lot. I've been on live for probably a little over an hour, maybe two. I don't know, but this is one of them contents where you guys go back and watch it because that's what I'm gonna spin a block. I'm gonna spin a block. So what I'm gonna ask is, like, I know a lot of y'all seen this because a lot of y'all is here live. You feel what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? When this is uploaded, just, drop a comment. You feel me? Like, fire video, fire live. I was there in real time. It was lit. You heard what I'm saying? So yeah. But shout outs to Wraith. Shout outs to Tina Mo for pulling up in the building. Shout outs to Precious. You feel what I'm saying? Thank y'all for pulling up to the function. Yeah. But let's get back to the video.
That people maybe don't stick with something long enough. Maybe they're too anxious to get something to catch on and they're sort of all over the place. My guess is, at least that's what I'm afraid I would be if I were trying to be a creator, right? Like, oh no, this didn't work. Let me try something totally different, right? And I think some of your advice is often, no, don't do that. Set yourself a longer term goal and realize that it's gonna take some time. So, you can't just say, oh, well, that video didn't work. I'm switching to a whole different kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that actually brings me on to the next question, which is, if a video flops, what should they do? Should they delete it?
No.
Or should they leave it up? This is a very common question that people ask. Usually I'm like, just leave it up. You never know. There's an example that I shared previously where there was a video that didn't do that well, and then a few months down the line, it absolutely spiked and it's very successful now. But sometimes people need to hear it from someone else.
I can't imagine from sort of a viewership perspective or an audience perspective, unless it's like tremendously upsetting for people, why you would want to remove it. If a video you made flops, as you said, what I think that means to me is it just didn't resonate with the audience, or we can't find the people with whom it would resonate.
Yeah.
And so what, right? Like, I mean, maybe someday we can find, right? Because something happens, because eventually somebody finds it, watches it, loves it, and we're like, oh my gosh, people who, I don't know, do this, who like gardening, winter gardening and whatever, seem to like this video. Who knew, right? And then we show it to other people who like that sort of thing, right? And so that could happen. And I think you've mentioned that sometimes has happened. And leaving it up, I mean, unless you're really worried somebody's going to find it, like it exposes something that you're, that you don't want people to know, I don't see the disadvantage of leaving it up.
Yeah. We speak a lot about YouTube and the algorithms, plural, trying to ensure that the content you're pushing out is being shared to people who are interested in our content. What are some ways that we can help YouTube and the algorithms understand what our content is about and therefore share it to the right people?
From my perspective, I think having a good title and a good description is very important. How
would you describe a good title and a good description?
Well, I often think about it as, think about if your content's going to show up in search, what are the queries that you think someone would want to, would type that you would like your content to show up for? And make sure that those terms, if possible, are in the title. That serves two purposes. One, it makes sure that like your video, shows up when someone searches for that. But the second thing is we find that once there's a list of search results, people will tend to select the one that has a portion of their query in the title, right? So, for instance, I remember there was an example where there was like I forget what it was. Oh, maybe it was like a boxing match or something.
Right.
And it was footage of the boxing match, but somebody had put a title. The title was like, wow, check this out.
Okay.
Okay, so imagine if somehow, by some like deep learning magic technology, we were able to know that, the boxing match, Smith versus Burns or whatever, that was this content and show it up. Would someone really click on the title, wow, check this out, right? Or would the next one down say the name of the match and someone would probably click on that? And so I think that's one of the challenges. You have to kind of say, okay, if I were looking through a list of results and I was looking for this certain kind of thing, would I select this one?
Yeah. And what about the description then?
And so the description is important not so much for people selecting it because they don't get to see it, but it is important for the systems to understand what's going on in that video. And so the more you can put something that's like, I mean, it doesn't have to be verbose, but like succinctly describe you know, why would someone find this video interesting? Not just, oh, this is what happens, but like there's something compelling about it.
So look, right? Shout outs to Jay for pulling up to the shout outs to Jay for pulling up to the function. Yo, I just thought about something, right? Because as I'm sitting here and I'm listening, you feel me? We all are students of the game. We all are, you know, here, you know, trying to figure things out, right? I fucked up. Like, no funny shit. I fucked up. And I'm gonna tell you how I fucked up, right? As I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this dude, right? This guy. Like, even this specific part, you feel me? Now, when I was going live, I knew what I was doing. Like, I knew what I was when I was gonna go live, what I was gonna talk about and everything like that. But my description is not like, you see what we sitting here talking about. It's a lot of people that want to know about the algorithm. You feel what I'm saying? To know about certain things. I could have put that in my title just now. You feel me? I could have set my description just now. I put good morning, people. You feel me? Not saying like there's nothing wrong with that, because you feel me? I'm just like, you know, y'all my people, good morning, people. But that's what I got. And now what could have potentially, you feel me, pushed this specific video out, especially being at the amount of people and engagement that we have going on in here, you feel me, could have been pushed out more. I low-key shot myself in the foot by not putting the correct title, by not adding the description. Shit, I don't even got a good enough thumbnail. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's probably people that, one, the algorithm probably didn't even push it out because you just like good morning, people. And then second, the title of what it is I'm speaking about or reacting to is not even hitting the algorithm right now because I didn't add nothing about it to it. So not only did I potentially shot myself in the foot, but I potentially, you know what I mean, messed it up for all, because, you know, I'm a content creator who likes to connect people. So it could have been a situation where new people could have been in the chat right now, and y'all could have been connecting with new people. Hey, yo, Stash, yo, what the fuck is wrong with? But we all learning. This is what we here for. Moving forward, I'ma definitely take that more into consideration, especially when I'm going live, because I usually always think about it when I'm posting regular content, but I don't think about it when I go live. You feel me? When I go live, I just be hitting the live button, and then automatically my live thumbnail pops up. That's a dub. I'm not doing that no more. You feel me? And I'm gonna do better. You feel me? I did bad. My bad. But let me see what everybody is talking about. I missed a lot of comments, so I'm gonna just start from where Jay was at. Jay said, "What up?" Shout outs to Kiss from Jay. Thank you for being here. You feel me? I appreciate you being here, my good sis. Anthony, yes, man. I still be learning every day. Stat, yo, King, yo. Listen, I feel crazy right now. You feel me? I'm like, damn, yo. Damn. Change your title now. It's about to be over. I'm about to end this in about the next 5-10 minutes. You feel what I'm saying? So I'll just change it when I end it. You feel me? Because for me to change it and all that now, I'm gonna have to stop talking to y'all. I ain't gonna do all that right now. I ain't gonna do that to y'all. You feel me? Thumbnails, titles, descriptions, and even hashtags are very important and go along. I see. Me looking at this video is, I'm definitely looking at it in a different light, in a different perspective, in a different, you know, tone of things. So I'm definitely going to take that more seriously moving forward, and especially when I go live, because when I post my regular videos, I'm pretty good at it. But it's when I go lives, I don't be doing it. I just be hitting live. You feel me? But you know now. Yep, I definitely know now. Hold on. I'm gonna just use my phone because the chat always moving on the computer. Give me a second. Let me see where everybody at. My fault, chat. Damo just said, "Oh snap! I just checked my email. Appreciate it, bro. Change the title now. I seen that. Rate interesting. Yes, facts. It's never too late to go back and redo all of these things. Now, facts. I be doing the same thing. Yo, for real, bro. I'm like, oh shit. And he's sitting here talking to me. I'm like, damn. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about this video. I'm like, god damn. You feel me? I've gone back and redone everything that needed to be fixed. Yeah, we definitely could do that, but I should have did that shit before I hit live. You feel me? It probably would have been some new people in here right now. This is something that I did that was crazy. I put a video out with no thumbnail to see how it would do. It got more usual views. That's crazy. That's crazy. Saying just good morning will bring your community through for sure. That's exactly what it did. You feel me? I said good morning and the community pulled up to the function. You feel what the community definitely pulled up to the function. You feel what I'm saying? It just takes time. Think of athletes when they lose games. What do? They go to practice, watch film, and right the wrongs for the next game. That's a fact. That's a good analogy, BD. I like that. Every day should be an opportunity to learn something new. Yep, and today I definitely learned. Yo, listen, for those who pulled up to the function late, you feel me? I'm not saying this to just, say it. Take the time out and look back at this video. It was a lot of important things said. You feel what I'm saying? Like a lot, and I think you guys would definitely appreciate it. Creating playlists also helps as well. That's a fact, Danielle. What up, lady? I keep telling y'all, if you want more views and higher retention, stream straight from YouTube. If you want to build team chemistry, those stream from OBS, StreamYard, and Restream, etc. I'm going to definitely try doing that one time too. You feel me? I'm going to definitely, but it's just the thing with that chip, like it's like YouTube limits you. You feel me? I don't even really properly know how to do a reaction video the way I would like to do a reaction video straight from YouTube. You feel what I'm saying? So that's something I have to learn. You feel me? But also, Phil, as far as with building, the brand, and you see I got welcome to the vibe at the bottom of the video, like getting people, to know what the brand is. Like I just feel like YouTube should, give us more freedom and creativity to do what we need to do when we go live as well. You know what I'm saying? Tapping in before I continue my work day. Shout outs to my man Maine for pulling up to the function. I appreciate you being here, my good brother. Yeah. Share the stream. Yeah. Do all that good stuff. Definitely we will replay the session. I definitely appreciate you, Ray. Thank you a lot. Morning, Tanja A. Shout outs to everybody in the chat. Thank you for showing up and to support the channel. Please hit the like button, especially. Yes, enjoy the show. Shout outs to Tanja, man. I feel like, Tanja, that's my road dog right there. She be modding in the chat. Yeah. OBS for the win for free. That's a fact. It's so crazy because I was supposed to. The reason why I'm using this right now is because I was supposed to do a live stream show with Trish and not Trish Nicole, Homebody Trish and Fee Nicole last night, but my software shut down on me. You feel me? The whole shit crashed. So I'm like, oh shit, I had to cancel the whole verses because it was supposed to be a verses last night. And I had to switch over and learn how to use this. For those who know, y'all know my live streams don't even look, I don't even have my chat on a thing like this. You feel what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Think about the replay value, which also helps even if you don't have a lot of people in your live. Keep in mind that people will go back and rewatch it, especially if it's good and entertaining. I hope this is good and, well, I don't think it's too much entertaining, but I think it's good and, informative. I think people will appreciate it from the informative standpoint. You know what I mean? I gotta learn OBS. Oh yeah, I seen you ask me that question earlier, Antonice. My bad. Yes, definitely. This is the OBS flow. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. Personally, it's a lot to get used to. I'm not used to it. You know what I mean? But it has a lot of features in here that the last one didn't have. If I learn how to use this like properly, I will definitely start using this. You know what I mean? But the others, I was using EVMux before. That was just way more user friendly for me, and I was able to do a lot more because I understood it way easily. My lives get a lot of playbacks, real views. Yeah, OBS is easier than y'all think. I got a lot of learning to do, but it's about 5 more minutes of this video, then we gonna wrap this up. Let's finish this up, chat. Let's get it.
Then that will help the recommendation systems and the search systems show it to people.
Got it. Amazing. That's really good advice. Any new features or anything coming up in the future that you're excited about and that you are allowed to share? Because there's probably a lot that you're excited about that you can't share.
Yeah, I tend to get excited about the improvement to the recommendation systems, but those are mostly not new features per se. I would say from a viewer perspective, one of the things that you may not know, but the way we think about things is how can we help people who haven't really found what they deeply appreciate on YouTube? How can we help them make that connection?
Okay.
Because we sort of start with the premise that for every person on this planet, there's 100 hours of YouTube that they would love to watch. Because we think that, I mean, the content is just that good, right? And so there are people who haven't found it yet, and how can we overcome that? And so one of the things we're trying to do is figure out how generative AI can help with that situation. So one example is like, well, what if someone could just tell YouTube the kind of stuff they like? You know, not in like a short search query way, but like in a long prosy kind of way, and that somehow the system could use that to figure out good videos for people to watch. So that's something that we're working on. Of course, it depends on people being willing to actually type a lot of stuff, and we'll see whether or not they're willing to do that.
Yeah, you've got to have a dictation element of it.
Right,
You know,
exactly,
It's got to be.
yeah.
I barely even write anymore. I just dictate to various chatbots. So that's my personal recommendation there. But that's really exciting.
Okay,
That's
so you're
quite
telling me
the
voice is
challenge.
important.
Voice is important.
Okay.
People like to talk.
Yeah.
People don't write them as much anymore. I'm just talking for myself, but I think that's true. Now's my chance to request some specific products just for me. Okay, this has been so insightful. I'd love to finish with your top tip for creators, whether they're new creators, they're existing creators who are just trying to navigate the platform and they're just trying to grow their audience.
I think my top tip is to appreciate that the algorithm, as we say, the systems, they're trying to help you. Like, it is in our interest to figure out the people who will love to watch your video. And we are trying very hard to do that. And so I think that a tip might be, don't think about it as like your antagonist. Think about it as the thing that's trying to help you find an audience, and be thinking about that audience.
Yeah.
Who is it that's going to love your video, and how can I improve the title, the thumbnail, you know, maybe the editing so that the first few people really like it? How can I improve it so that once you do find that connection with people, then the algorithm can do what it does, which is find more people like that.
Yeah.
That's what it's really good at. It's not so great at sort of you know, being prescient and figuring out the very first person who's never seen something that you've watched. But once it finds a few people, what it's really good at is finding more people who are similar, at least in what they're watching, and showing it to them.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Honestly,
Thanks for asking me to come.
This has made my year. How insightful was that? Oh my gosh.
This was good. I'm not gonna lie, like I really appreciated that whole video. Like I appreciated that whole video. Like it was a lot of things that I learned, a lot of things that I took from, a lot of things that I'm gonna do moving forward. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, like I stated, like we all are new to this whole YouTube journey for the most part. You feel me? I know it's a few people in here that's been doing this for a little minute, but you know what I mean? We all are here trying to figure things out. There's nobody here that's better than nobody. We all are trying to learn and figure this thing out. The best thing about having, you know, a community is that we can speak about this. We can all gather together. We can talk about, you know, these conversations, and we can help each other grow and build, and, you know, just tap in and, you know, just elevate. You feel what I'm saying? Like I stated earlier, I could have, you know, laid in my bed and watched this video by myself. You feel what I'm saying? But me being in the community, me seeing, you know, what it is people was worried about, what people talking about, it made me be like, you know what? Nah, I'm watching this with my family. You feel me? I'm gonna watch this on YouTube. You feel me? And we all gonna learn this together. You feel what I'm saying? So before I get up out of here, I'm gonna definitely read the last few comments, and you know what I mean, we gonna head over to whoever else is next. I don't know, but let's tap into what everybody is talking about. Give me a second. I seen that one stash in the safe. Your boy will tap back in working. Okay, my man Maine went to work. Let me see. Yeah, I thought OBS was gonna be complicated, but after watching one tutorial video, it's so damn simple. I mean, yeah, it's simple, but you know it is. You know what I mean? It do have its learning curves, I should say. OBS is so dope. Yeah, my lives got a lot of playback, real views. Yeah, OBS is easy. Okay, I think I read those. Oh, Me Too told me about the E program. Which one of y'all gonna do an OBS class? The the community is begging for it. Y'all listen, let's make it happen. Let's do it. Somebody that's familiar with the OBS class, show us, teach us the game, Ghost. You feel what I'm saying? My man King said facts BD BGP. Have to check in. Chip right. Me 2 times had a tutorial. When I locate it, I'ma share it. You got this stash. Don't doubt yourself. Come on, I ain't going to doubt myself, Jay, but it is, certain things we just gotta figure out. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, also, hey Jay, this is so good. I'm definitely gonna play it back when you end this. Thank you, Anthony. So I definitely appreciate that. This is so encouraging. So many people make it seem like the algorithm works against you when it really works for you once you find your thing. Yeah, like it's 2 things that I mainly took from this, right? And the 2 things is like create what it is you enjoy doing. You feel me? Create what it is you enjoy doing. Have fun with what it is you enjoy doing. But in the same time, you feel me? Also think about what it is the audience will want to watch. You feel me? Like, though, if you could master those 2 things, I feel like off for the races. You'd be good. You'll be having something to work with. If is Jay drinking a glass of Yahoo? She probably is. You feel what I'm saying? Not gonna lie, a lot of us be overthinking things. You just gotta post to see what works for you. Yeah. Listen, like I stated earlier, you feel me? Like I came into this, I didn't understand a lot of things. I didn't know what I was gonna be doing. Hell, I didn't know my channel would turn into what it was. Like, it wasn't like this on my first day on this channel. You know what I mean? Like, but it ended to where it was. I had to find myself. You feel me? I had to find what it is I enjoy doing, what it is I like talking about, and made it myself, made it my own thing. You know what I mean? And I felt like that's what you got to do. Stash, that's real. Appreciate that you shared. I found it so informative. Thank you, Stash. Have a great day, everyone. Yo, yeah, thanks for pulling up to the function, Beanie, and just keep doing your thing. I'm proud of you. You feel me? And don't stop. These UK girls build different. I'm about to grab a glass and see if it helps my creative juices. Yo, Damo, I'm not gonna lie, but you doing your thing over there too. You feel me? Like you got a lot going on as far as with the DJing, the talking in the car segments you be doing. You feel me? Just place it all together and how can I say it? Package it. Once you package it a little bit more better, you be alright as well. You feel me? Then you'll soon realize that what you get, you views may not want to. Wait, hold on. My fault, King. I'm trying to see exactly what it is you said. Then you'll soon realize that what you get, I think you typed it a little bit wrong. My bad, King. But Danielle talking to Damo. Damo said that's a fact. I learned that a while back. I lost hours setting some vids to private. I just wasn't feeling the content on my channel. You feel me? Nah, that's definitely, you know what I mean? Don't I feel like if you create it, just put it out. You feel me? Just put the shit out. You feel me? Those would be the ones that probably go crazy. You feel me? Everything don't have to be all, you know what I mean, tip top shape all the time. You feel me? Damn, I don't coming from me, right? Don't listen. I feel like I know what y'all gonna say, but don't say it. You feel me? Word. Yep, I feel you, Damo. Vibe, Stash, right on, broski, coach. Yep. Yeah. So I ain't gonna lie, you feel me? I appreciate everybody for pulling up to the function, pulling up to the vibe. You feel me? I hope this video was informative. I hope y'all you could look at things from a different perspective, a different light. You know what I mean? And don't forget to comment on this video once it's over and let me know if this video was informative or not. You feel me? And if Corey sent me that video, I don't know if Corey is still in here, but if you're still in here, Corey, you know what I mean, send me the link to that video and I definitely would check it out. You know what I mean? And again, thank you for pulling up to the live, and I see y'all when I open up the chat room. I know the chat room ain't been open in about 2 days, but you know what I mean, I'm gonna open it up today, and you know what I mean, we gonna get back to business. You feel me? But shout outs to